Leche. Leche. Leche.
Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Kencan. Kenny Kencan wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Kencan, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian, Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
Started from the corner, Peter Loshak. Legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a Dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio is all. There's a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this shit, they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Leche.
Yo, everyone, what's up? Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd. We're going to have another good show today, probably. I'm almost sure of it. We got everyone back, all the big guns. We got Justin McKelvey, Billy Brisbane, and of course, most importantly, the comment section. We're going to talk, we got Gorky talking college football. We're going to talk about, in college basketball, ACC, SEC challenges. We got 10 NHL games on the card. Some interesting stuff. We're going to talk about that with Mr. Gokster. We got the 9 college football conference championship games. Those are interesting. There's usually decent value in one or two of them, but they're all very interesting, of course. Georgia, Alabama, we'll hear what everyone has to say about that. We got the comment section, NHL, NBA. It's going to be a really good show overall. As you can see my record up there, that, a lot of people that might think that there's no way that record can possibly be real. It is real. And by all means, go back and audit my picks, my calls, everything. Get in touch with me. I'll send you the spreadsheet. It's all real. Doesn't mean I'm going to be able to do it going forward, but it does mean that that's real. We got a lot to cover, so not going to be that much bullshitting around. I just got to get organized here. I think we're going to start with NBA. I got to get all my freaking shit. And we got soccer, so I'm going to set a few alarms for myself just so I don't miss some stuff. I already missed the closing lines on the Germany Cup, which went off at 12, so all right. I'm not happy about that, but okay. And there's so much shit going on, man. Jesus, Jimmy the Bag is just freaking great at what he does, managing everything, making everyone feel good and included, and giving great analysis and winning picks and everything. All right, let me see what the hell's going on here. I got to tweet this out and then get everything up here. And then, hey, Jose Bouquett, are you back there?
You're doing a great job, Pete.
All right, thank you. Everything's so chaotic, and I'm getting everything. I got a lot of picks that I'm kind of like, all right, we got the comment section here. And I'm going to set a bunch of alarms for the show just so I don't miss, half times and closing lines and stuff in soccer like I just missed for the Germany Cup. Is that all right, Jose Bouquett?
Yeah, sure. Let's bring on our special guests here as well.
Let's bring them all on here.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, let's
all right,
bring on the first one.
First one.
The one.
Bring them on.
The only. Billy Brisbane joining the program. Billy, nice to see you, buddy. How are you doing?
Doing very well, man. Got a fat day of action ahead of us. It feels like every sport's just going off today, and ready to make some money here.
Absolutely. And then there you. I'll tell you, we can take a second to shout out Kong's Clips, who was on the friggin' Texas Tech train for, was it week 1? I don't know. And Kong's Clips has had a great read on Texas Tech. We have a lot of people who have a lot of great reads on a lot of shit. One of them, it's
I just
really
gotta plug in the ring light here.
I'm sorry?
I gotta find this ring light thing, but I'm here.
Shout out to Kong's Clips, who I guess is liking Texas Tech again against BYU. Of course, we'll talk about this with Gorky. They're laying 13.5 against BYU. It was a pretty freaking good team. They already steamrolled them once. And, wow, by far the best look of the year, Pete. I'm not going to question Billy. I'm not going to question Kong's Clips. But shout out to Kong's Clips. All right, we got so much shit to cover. And is Justin McKelvey joining us for NBA as well?
I believe so. I have no idea.
Yeah? Jose Bouquett?
I have no idea.
Hey, Jose.
They said, say hey, Jose. Say hey, Jose.
Is Justin? I got to copy and paste. Oh, there is Justin McKelvey in the comment section. Is Justin?
Yes, Justin's almost ready for us. Here.
Okay.
I think his camera's a little frozen, but
okay, great. So we will. So we'll take a couple. We got to have a bricks paste.
No, we got to pop off, Pete. This is a big day today. I only got 45 minutes here.
All right. Okay. Gorky likes Duke money line play of the day. Habs money line. All this shit. I'm gonna copy and paste these things. I guess while we're doing the segment, I got to tweet this out. And I'm just scanning. Oh, Justin's having internet trouble. Give me a minute. All right. I guess we can start with NBA, and then Justin will be able to jump in when he's got the internet, right?
Yeah, the first game's the Sixers anyway, so that would be my wheelhouse.
All right, Washington, Philly. Washington on a back-to-back. They beat Milwaukee as a double-digit home dog yesterday. They're now 4-2 ATS in their last 6, and Philly, they've lost their last 4 home games straight up. They're 2-6 ATS last 8. Not always clear who's going to be in the lineup for Philly. So, but in general, you got Washington on an upswing, on a back-to-back, but doing well ATS. Philly slumping, banged up, not doing well ATS, and Philly laying a huge number. So I was thinking, don't overthink it. Maybe Washington, maybe first half, maybe team total over, but don't overthink it and bet into Washington. What do you think?
I like Philadelphia here. If you kind of look at the two wins that the Wizards had so far this season, they've gotten blown out in the next game. They're coming off a win last night versus Milwaukee. It kind of feels like an emotional letdown spot. No Kispert. I don't think Middleton's going to play. No Johnson. I mean, the Wizards blew a 16-point lead in their first head-to-head meeting versus the Sixers, a game that went into overtime. I'm kind of fading the Sharps here, and I'm kind of back in the Sixers here. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They kind of need a little pick-me-up spot. Am I too fond of laying the Sixers at minus 13.5? Not really, but I feel like this is telling you that the Sixers are going to blow out the Wizards here in this one. The Wizards have lost 9 consecutive road games. I would lay the points here with the Sixers, but I would stay off. I would stay off the props here in this one.
Yeah, man, look at this. It's up to 13.5 now. You know what I mean? And do the books know that Washington has covered 4 of their last 6? They know. Do they know the Philly has lost 6 of their last 8 ATS? Yes, they know that. Man, I want to take Washington, though, first half, but I guess it's just a sucker thing to do, huh?
I mean, the Sharps are definitely going to take the Wizards plus the points here. I mean, 13.5 points in any NBA situation, people are going to bet the plus the points. But I think the Sixers smash them here in this one. I would like to see their injury news report a little bit to see who's going to be our starting center and see if Paul George is going to be in or out of the lineup. But regardless, though, I don't think that changes the result here. Tyrese Maxey went off in that game against the Wizards. I mean, he had 26 points alone in overtime in that game. While the Wizards have done a good job at defending point guards, I think Maxey still gets the ball facilitated enough and the role players step up. I like Sixers at home in this one.
I think you're right. I mean, it's just like you're the master of well, not the master. You're very, very good and insightful when it comes to reading NBA markets. And this is right. It's a huge favorite line for Philly, and now it's even higher, right?
Biggest favorite of the card today is the Philadelphia 76ers.
Maybe you are the master. I just don't like to use, I don't like to, what's the word? Hyperbole and stuff like that. You're very, very good at reading the NBA market, though, and I always listen to what you have to say. All right, I guess we'll hear what Justin McKelvey has to say about this game, but let me look. That's the comment section, and then we'll move on because I really would love to just take Washington first half. But okay, let's move on. The next game on the card is Portland Toronto. Here's another one. You tell me, Billy Brisbane, if you think this is a good or not. Portland bad, but they can get covers, right? They're 2-4 straight up in their last 6, but they covered 4 of those. And the Raps lost 2 in a row straight up, both on the road after having been dominant at home. 3 straight big margin ATS losses for the Raps, but I'm assuming that there's nothing fundamentally wrong with them. I know it makes a big difference whether Pirtle is in or out. He was out in their last game, and I'm assuming he's going to be in here. Maybe not though. And Portland is banged up, so I was thinking, Toronto. I mean, the Raps minus the points, under maybe. Portland team total under. What do you think?
Toronto's played well this season, but I kind of feel like they're being overvalued by the market now. Lost back-to-back games. In 4 games without R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett is a very important part of this team. 4 games without R.J. Barrett. Toronto ranks last in the NBA offensive rating-wise, last in the NBA in field goal shooting, and last in the NBA in true shooting percentage, and 26 in turnover rate. That just seems like RJ Barrett played a little bit more to this offense than what it's kind of like indicating to. Portland's done a good job in these cross-conference matchups. They won 4 straight head-to-head versus Toronto, and Portland's played one of the hardest recent strength of schedules in the last week. In the last 2 weeks, they played OKC twice, Phoenix, Golden State, and San Antonio, all projected playoff teams. I think you would take the points here with Portland plus the 5.5. I know fading Toronto seems a little bit wearisome, especially at home, but without RJ Barrett, last in the NBA in offensive rating, field goal shooting, and true shooting percentage, and 26 in turnover rate, that kind of leads me towards just an under in this game, despite the pace of play being high. I think Portland is going to have a big game from Denny Avila. Denny Avila has gone over 24.5 points in 10 out of his last 14 games, and I don't see anybody on Toronto really stopping him. I think Portland could definitely backdoor cover this line, but I don't think they win this game outright.
Okay, hold on. I'm just posting this on Twitter here. Hold on one second. Okay. Here we go. There. And accidentally cut and paste anything. Okay. And bam. All right. I tweeted it out. All right. Well, let me see. All right. The spread hasn't moved much since I last saw it. The total, I was leading under, and the total has dropped from 232 to about 229 and a half. So, I mean, I was listening to what you were saying while you were tweeting it out, Billy. So you think that, I mean, Toronto has had 3 stumbling blocks. It's not good, but you think that there's something fundamental about what's happened to them recently.
It's just one of those ones like, are you really trying to lay -5? And like, if RJ Barrett coming off the court and you guys are playing really bad offensively, I don't think that changes overnight. And I don't want to lay 5.5 points in that scenario. I feel like Portland's been a pretty gritty team, and especially versus the Eastern Conference, where we know that the Eastern Conference is worse than the Western Conference. So teams that are in the back end of like 6 through 10, Portland's been able to catch those teams. Look at their last meeting versus Orlando. They damn near blew them out. I think Denny Avila is best player on the court, honestly. And I think Portland could definitely backdoor cover this line. Am I crazy confident in this? No, but I would, if you gave me a free bet, I would take it with Portland, not Toronto.
And what about Toronto's defense? Because they've also been trending under recently. Their games have been low scoring, and they seem to be able to hold teams down.
The only thing that makes me concerned about the total in this game is like why I lean towards the under, and the numbers tell me and the trends tell me under. The pace of play of this game is arguably probably the highest on the slate for like 2 teams. Yeah, just pace of play for these 2 teams is really high. So if you lost an under ticket, you would understand why you lost it, because the pace of play of these 2 teams.
All right. Well, Sharon Pulliam likes Portland first quarter. All right. I'm going to think about this. I was ready to come in here and give maybe Toronto, but definitely under, and the Portland team total under. And again, the under has gone down. So I'm not sure what to think, but I'll decide what I want to make official at the end of the segment. We're still hoping that Justin McKelvey can get on here. He's having internet problems, but he will be on here as soon as he's ready. Let's move on to the next game, which is the Knicks and Boston. Now, this is one that I'm probably going to pass on. The other 2, I thought I was going to have official plays, but not as of yet. The Knicks, excellent all year. They're now off 4 straight wins and covers. They're also covering their favorite spreads, as opposed to OKC, who we'll talk about in a bit. And their last 4 games all went under as well. So the Knicks playing great, low scoring, great defense. Boston, a little up and down, but also playing well recently, also off of 4 straight covers. So I don't know what to think here. Maybe something live, but other than that, pre-flop, I'm really not sure. I haven't checked the line moves, but let me glance at it right now and see what it is. About the spread, about the same. Knicks about a 1-point favorite. Total's gone up about 1.5 points. First line I saw was 229.5. Now it's up to 231, juice to the over. So total looks like it's headed up. Nothing on the spread. Interesting game. What do you think, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, I think the market's pretty not the market, but the Boston laying points at home is pretty telling. I mean, the Knicks have taken control of the East. 5 straight wins coming into Boston. Josh Hart has been back in the starting lineup, and that's really helped their offense. I don't know, man. Like, this number is so short. If you look at the home road splits for the New York Knicks, you could tell why this number is so short. They have a very drastic home road split. This team on the road is not the same exact team that at MSG. They've looked a lot better for Boston in the last couple of weeks. I'll give them the respect at home in this spot. I think the crowd's going to be pumped up. I mean, this is playoff rematch, crosstown rivals, whole 9. I think Boston gets hot from the 3-point line. I really think that's the deciding factor. If Boston can get hot behind the 3-point line, I think they can win this game. If Boston's going to try to play slow pace, grind it out type of game, I think they get beat by the Knicks in this one. But the bets I would like in this game is honestly the over 231. That was at 229.5 on opener. We've seen that tick up a little bit. And if money's coming in on the over, one of these 2 teams are going to go over their team total. And I think it's Boston. Boston team total over 115.5 minus 110 would definitely be the look here for the Boston side if you kind of want to stay away from the side. If Boston gets hot behind the 3-point line, I think they go way over this total. But there's definitely a scenario where this game goes way left and it goes way under scoring. And if it goes way under, I think that is an advantage for the Knicks versus Boston, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think this just has a live or second half written all over it. And I'm going to personally pass on this one. All right, next game on the
Welcome our
card.
good friend Justin McKelvey to
Oh,
the
very
show.
nice, very nice.
Stacks.
Where is he?
Brizzy, Loshak.
Oh, there he is. All right, so Brizzy, what time do you have to leave? 12:40, you said?
No, 1 o'clock.
Oh, 1 o'clock. All right. So let's just get Justin McKelvey's thoughts on the other two games that we talked about. Washington, Philly. Justin, obviously Philly, not covering, struggling, banged up, and Washington on a bit of a turn a corner ATS wise, but Philly laying a huge number and it's gone up. Bosh on a back-to-back. I was thinking Washington first half, but Billy says no, that he's leaning Philly, and the market's telling you all you need to know. What would you say?
Well, I can make it fast for you. I don't have nothing in the 76ers game. I was leaning towards the over, but I didn't quite get there. I was leaning towards Maxey, but I'm worried about the blowout. So I didn't quite get there, but I couldn't be on Washington. They played yesterday and they won. They beat the Bucks. This shit drives me crazy. But they beat the Bucks. It got a little snow in Pittsburgh and my internet acting weird. Like my light's not staying lit, but I got it though. It's cool. But yeah, I couldn't be on the Wizards. Not no way, shape, or form coming off that win yesterday against the Bucks. Sixers coming off a loss. If I got there to it, I would think it'd be a 76ers trifecta spot. And that's the reason why I didn't get to the over, because I think the Wizards get blown out, and I don't think they're gonna help me out to the team total. Or not the team total, but the full game over. So I didn't get there.
All right. Okay. And then the next game was Portland, Toronto. Toronto, of course, struggled a little bit recently, but I was thinking maybe that they would be in a good spot here for a bounce back against, a Portland team that can be vulnerable. I was thinking about the under. It was 232. Now it's down to 229.5. And then I was thinking about the Portland team total under. But Billy said expect a high, pace of play for this one, and he'd be leaning Portland to get a cover.
Yeah, that's what's funny. I was in the chat. I don't know why, but StreamYard, I couldn't get on here. So I heard everything y'all said.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have no play. I got 2 plays in the next game that y'all's on in the Celtics game. I don't have nothing in this Portland game. But for some reason, I wanted to get to Portland. I think Portland's going to win a low-scoring game, but I really didn't want to get in front of this Raptors team. And I really didn't want to make Portland with the Raptors coming off a loss. So, but if you look at ATS, you would look at Portland. But I don't know. It went up a half a point. I don't know if that was because Drew got ruled out or doubtful or whatever he was, but it ticked up a little bit. It scared me away. I think it's a toilet bowl game. I still don't believe in the Raptors, but until they cool off, I really don't want to get in front of them. But for me, it would be Portland or nothing.
All right, and just for my own, insights in upcoming games, the 3 ATS losses that the Raptors have had, one was, they beat Indiana, they're a big favorite, and they lost, and then they had 2 road games where they lost ATS by a lot. One was against the Knicks. The Knicks are great. So do you think that that was just a speed bump for the Raps, or do you think that they're probably overvalued going forward?
I think it's both.
RJ Barrett being out.
I think it was a speed bump, but I don't think this Raptor team is gonna do the whole year the way they're doing now. I think they're gonna regress throughout the season. They're gonna make the playoffs because the East is weak, but the run that the Raptors been on, that's why I say right now I don't want to get in front of them. I do believe they're gonna regress to the negative as the season goes, but until that happens, I really don't want to get in front of them. So, but I do lean. I probably won't be before the end of the show, but I want to bet Portland. I want to bet Portland bad.
All right. Okay, well, maybe I'll still consider an under in this one. We'll see. And then the Knicks in Boston, again, the spread hasn't moved much. Total's gone up a couple points. What do you think? You got anything on that one?
Yeah, I'll be on the other side of Brizzy. I got 2 official plays in here. I got under 230.5, and I got that at minus 112. And 4 of the last 6 meetings that I went over, I just feel went under my fault. And I think in 6 of the last 7 Knicks games that went under, if you look at recently, they've been playing a lot of defense and a lot of offense. They're scoring a lot of points. They're not giving up much more points. And these 2 teams, they know each other real well. So I like the under. And I'm not even an under better, but I really like this under. And I like Josh Hart double-double at plus 112. He's been in the starting lineup the last 4 games. Might be 5, but I think it's 4. But back-to-back games with double doubles. So I want
The
his
Josh
double
Hart
double
props
plus.
have been fucking crazy, dude. 5 out of the last 6 he's gone over back-to-back games with 12 plus rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 straight.
Okay. All right. And then the next game we were about to start talking about Minnesota and New Orleans. And, this is another, Minnesota off a nice home win and cover against the Spurs. But before that, they've been slumping a bit, ATS, and New Orleans, the classic shitty team that doesn't win straight up, but is undervalued and gets covers. They, last 8 games, 1-7 straight up, 6-2 against the spread in those games. And one of those ATS losses was an OT underdog loss. So clearly New Orleans has been undervalued recently. Now here they are, at home getting another huge number against Minnesota, who's obviously way better. But, I don't know, the Pelicans have lineup issues and injury issues, and that hasn't really mattered too much, at least as far as ATS is concerned. And again, another big number. So Billy Brisbane, what do you think? No brainer, take at least a small shot with New Orleans once again, or not?
Yeah, I think you got to lean with New Orleans here. I mean, laying points at Minnesota just hasn't been profitable. 4-7 ATS last 11 games when laying -5 or more. Only 8-12 ATS for the season. The numbers kind of back up. Minnesota plays with their food, while New Orleans has lost 12 of their last 13. They've covered 6 of their last 8 and have gone 10-9-2 ATS this season. However, though, I think you got to take it the next level of if New Orleans is going to backdoor cover this line, then Anthony Edwards is probably going to go off. I like Anthony Edwards props in this game. If New Orleans is going to keep it close and this isn't going to be a blowout, over 34.5 points and assists. I mean, he's over in 5 straight, averaging 42 points and assists. New Orleans 27th versus shooting guards for points and assists. No Herb Jones, who's their best defender. I like Anthony Edwards in this game.
All right, Justin McKelvey, what do you think? Do you like Anthony Edwards, and do you think that that New Orleans trend of losing games straight up, but being a good bet ATS is once again in play here?
If I was on the side, I would be on the Pelicans. I do think the Pelicans would be the side if I had to be on there. If you look at the recent form, recently, it seems like all of a sudden they care. They're playing a little bit of basketball. And Anthony Davis, my bad. Anthony Edwards, I wouldn't be on his under, put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But double-digit spreads, I really don't like props because of the blowout. Unless I convince myself it's not going to be a blowout, which I do convince myself this is not going to be a blowout. So I would not be against it. So I can't give no pushback. But what I am on is the over 235. I got a flat 235 at -112. No, -114 this morning.
The over.
Yeah, but I endorsed the Anthony props. And
I like the over too.
Yeah, the line has that. The first line I saw was 235. Now it's down to 234, but it could easily close back to 235 or higher or lower than where it is now. We'll see. And the spread, yeah, man, look at that. The spread has gone up to 10, slightly juiced towards 10.5 for Minnesota.
I think it's all correlated though. Of if the over hits, the Pelicans are probably backdoor covering this line, and all the player props probably go over in this one. If I'm not to be mistaken, this is the highest total of the day.
And, no. Washington, Philadelphia, but right now 234.5. It's almost.
Well, 234.5 and money coming in on the under. No, I would not.
Okay.
If you look at that market, you would not bet the over.
Right. Yeah. All right. So I'll have to make some decisions about what I want to give officially. But now let's move on to Memphis and San Antonio. And here again, another game where there was something I was thinking that I am liking, but we'll see if you guys disagree. Memphis, of course, 3 straight up wins on their current road trip, and they've covered 5 of their last 6. So some real momentum for Memphis right now. Spurs back home after a 4-game trip, and they did get blown out at Minnesota in their last game. But before that, they were also covering, without Wemby, of course, 5-2 ATS last 7. And Memphis, of course, has been doing what they've been doing without Ja Morant. So we got, the Spurs laying about 5 or so. And the first total I saw was 231. And I was thinking both these teams are going to be decent offensively here. And I was thinking over in this one. Not sure what I think about the spread, although with that many points, I'd have to be leaning Memphis or nothing just before I hear what you guys have to say. And I was thinking about over. Justin McKelvey, what do you think about this one?
Oh, yeah, I'm on the Grizzlies. I'm on the Grizzlies plus 5.5. And I know we don't break it up in the units, so I'll just give out the Grizzlies plus 5.5. But just know that I sprinkled the plus 170. Even though it's been different forms of the teams, but I couldn't pass up the trends. The Grizzlies done won 11 out of 12. 11 out of the last 12 games in San Antonio, 17 out of the last 20 games overall. This Memphis team done beat San Antonio. Grizzlies are on a 3-game win streak, so I feel like this is the time. I don't know if it's 3-game. I got 3-game ATS, so I'm on the Grizzlies with Conley. It's probably as far as NBA, it's probably like my favorite player today.
Yeah.
Stacks, talk to me nice, because I have this play written down as a same game parlay, but the only part of the same game parlay I couldn't get to was like I was like, am I tripping for thinking Memphis is about to win this one outright? The look I was looking at for this one was Memphis money line and Zach Edey double. 20 plus rebound chances in 11 out of his last 13, and it was like plus 225 for a same game parlay. And I'm right there with you, bro. This looks like a sleepy spot for the Spurs here. They have 6 out of their next 7 games on the road. This is their last game before a long ass road trip out east. Recent head to head wise, Memphis like literally blew that game. They had a lead. They're up by like 5 with like 3 minutes left and blew the lead in that game. It was a Peacock NBC game. Memphis has played a lot better without John Morant. Edey has really been the vocal point of their offense. They've won 5 of their last 6. I like Memphis here in this spot. I think I'm tripping though, but it looks like the Spurs look like a parlay buster of the day, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the total has gone up. It's about 230 at 2.5. And comment here, it was interesting. Maybe you could address this one, Justin. Joseph Gomez says, no Poole, possibly no Hawkins, and Stray Murphy, Pelicans, no depth. That is true, but the Pelicans have had depth and roster issues for a while now, and they've been covering. Not winning, but covering. Or no, they haven't.
I hear all those people are out, but Zion Williamson and Derek Queen are in. That's all that matters. Right? I mean, fuck the guards. Give me Zion and Derek Queen. The Pelicans are super ass with Zion on the court. Zion's due for like a big game, one of these games coming up.
Is he playing today?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, he's in the lineup.
Okay. Yeah, I just like the over.
I don't mind the Pelicans starting lineup. Derek Queen, Sadiq Bey, Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy, JP Fears. Like that's not the worst starting 5 in the league, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know, it's close.
Joseph Gomez.
What? I don't think so. Trey Murphy's a really good player. I mean, Derek Queen, a couple of years ago in high school when he played with Cooper Flagg, they were talking about him like he was about to be the next like Kevin Garnett.
You don't think that's the bottom 3 worst lineup in the NBA?
No, I do not. I'd take the Pelicans. You got to say Zion's healthy though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zion, is he there? Is he not there? Then like Zion not there? Yeah, one of the worst lineups. I think Zion's still a beast. I mean, if he's in the lineup and you're telling me he's 100% healthy, no, this is not one of the worst 5 teams in the NBA starting lineup wise.
Top 5 bottom.
All right,
just starting lineup.
That's what I'm talking about, including Zion.
The full team.
Joseph Gomez, 4355. There's your response to your comment here. To let us know what you think about that. All right, I'm thinking about taking the Memphis team total over and the over in the first half over and all that. I'll have to think about what I want to make official at the end of the segment. But the last game on the card is OKC and Golden State. You know, classic matchup here. OKC continues to win straight up, but they just don't cover, right? They're actually 2-6 ATS in their last 8. All 8 of those were straight up wins, though, of course. And Golden State has also not been covering. They're 1-6 ATS, 1-5 ATS in their last 6. No Curry for Golden State. And as always, once again, OKC laying a huge number on the road, double-digit favorite, and a low total. I'm really not sure what to think about this one. Justin, do you have anything that might be worth a look here?
Yeah, I didn't. I just recently moved on this, and I got Thunder and the Warriors under 223.5 minus 110.
Okay.
And I just think with no Curry and just the way the Thunder play defense, they already beat them. Thunder just beat them. Well, actually, they whooped their ass. And I want to get on the Warriors, but I can't be on the Warriors without Steph. So, and I don't know. I just like the way this Thunder team plays. It's just like And now J Dub back. He's gonna help to the defense. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I don't think I couldn't get them to a spread one way or the other. I don't want to get in front of this Thunder team, but I also don't want to get in front of this Warriors team because we always see when players get ruled out and spreads get big, we always see what happens. But I don't know. I don't know if that applies to the Thunder or not. So I don't want to get on the side, but I just expect them to do what they always do, play some defense, slow the Warriors down. All you guys, Jimmy Butler if he plays. So I like the under in this game. I got under 223.5 minus 110.
Okay, and the line is still 12. Billy Brisbane, what do you think? Another no-brainer, just fade OKC as a massive favorite?
Nah, it's like you can't back. I get it, star player out there, but I mean, copy and paste what Stack says. You just don't back Golden State without Steph on the court. They're on off number splits with Steph is just pretty drastic. And OKC, they keep winning but not covering their last three. But maybe that gives the public hope that they can backdoor cover this because Golden State has definitely played OKC competitively in past years, but I don't think they play them competitively tonight. I just don't like the start time of this game. 11 o'clock p.m., and I'm about to take a Golden State team total under 105. Do I really want to stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning and hope Golden State doesn't go over 105 points while they get blown out by 25 points? Like, this game might just fall by the wayside. I would just use OKC as a parlay filler, if anything.
All right. Jose Perez likes the Thunder team total over. All right. Well, I got to make some decisions about my official plays. I think I will take. Oh, man, I think I want to take the Portland Toronto under, but you're saying fast pace of play, Billy, right?
That would like for daily fantasy. When I was looking at for like that game, a lot of plays are popping in that game just because of the pace of play. Like Emmanuel quickly is popping out as like one of the better point per dollar point guard plays. Denny Avila is the number one pay up option on daily fantasy today, both websites. So it's like, yeah, I don't. The fantasy. I think the fantasy players know more than sports bettors, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well. All right. I'll take. All right. Let me decide what the hell I want to do.
But what it's worth, I agree with you though, Loshak. I like the under in that Toronto game. I just like Portland. I like Portland.
I like the under, but like, damn, we've made a pact on the show. We got to stop betting totals.
I didn't make that pact.
Okay.
I'm a total better. I love totals.
I like team totals. Team totals are fine.
I just recently added unders to my totals, my cap and two.
All right, I will make that official. I'll start with that. Portland, Toronto under 230 minus 112. I'm going to shop around while we're talking about other things, see if I can get a better line, but at least I'll take that. And I kind of want to take the Portland team total under. Maybe if it's super low scoring, Portland covers or even wins outright, but it still goes under. I'm just thinking Toronto's it's had a couple of bad games. They got to come in here and D up a little bit at home, right? No?
You would think. I think so.
I think the under because people are not looking at the numbers without RJ Barrett on the court. Toronto is last field goal shooting wise, true shooting percentage, and number 26 in turnover rate. I like the under because I don't think Toronto is going to score a lot of points.
All right, maybe I'll just stick with one full game under, and then the Memphis Spurs game. I definitely want to take at least one over. I'm thinking about first half over, full game over, Memphis team total over. I guess I'm a little bit concerned about who's going to be in for Memphis, but they should be able to put up some points, right? They should be able to keep it going the whole game, right? It is kind of a high total.
Yeah, I think I'm going to tell Stacks and run that same game parlay of Memphis Grizzlies money line. Zach Edey double is plus 225 on FanDuel.
Yeah. All right, I'll start with the Memphis Spurs. I'll start first half over 119. 116 minus. Wait, what the hell's going? This is so confusing, man. All right, hold on. 119 minus 116. Right. And I'll shop around, see if I can get better. And I'm thinking about just the Memphis team total over as well. They got some horses. They got some guys who can keep it up full game, right? I think they do, right? They do.
Yeah, it seems like they're stepping up without Ja.
Yeah.
Kind of like what the Hawks is doing without Trey.
Right, exactly.
And they're playing out of Zach Edey in the offense. I mean, I don't got Luke Cornett slowing down Zach Edey.
Right, and I'll add on the Memphis team total over. Right now, I can see 113.5 minus 113. I'll shop around to see if I can get better. All right.
I just think it's a Grizzlies. I just think it's a Grizzlies spot. However you bet it, whether it's team total, whether it's spread. Like I said, I'm giving away officially. I'm giving away plus 5.5. That's like my favorite bet of the day. I wish I would have found that before I found stacks in college, but I was jumping into college first since there was only 6 NBA. But
yeah,
if I would have waited, this would have been my play today. And I did sprinkle the money line, but like we don't separate units and stuff like that. So just officially, I'll send them to Jose when I get off here.
Yeah,
But officially,
cool.
Memphis.
And then Bo Jackson says Trailblazers wearing City Editions tonight. Blazers might cover. Luis Pepe, no RJ is huge. All right, so those are my 3 official plays. Let's review your official plays, and then we'll move on to a little bit of college basketball. Justin McKelvey, let us know what your official plays are, please. Thank you.
I got Josh Hart double plus 112. Boston Celtics, New York Knicks under 230.5 minus 115. Timberwolves, Pelicans over 235 minus 110. Thunder and Warriors under 223.5 minus 115. And Smash Spot, Grizzlies plus 5.5 minus 110. And for the money line.
All right, great. And Billy Brisbane, what are your official plays again?
Number one's going to be Philadelphia. We're going to take them minus the points there, minus the 13. And then number 2 for me is going to be just going to play that same game parlay. Memphis money line, Zach Edey double. I'll tweet out all these odds after we get done the UFC show. And then player prop wise, it's just like I just don't know how I could just live life without putting money on Josh Hart today. I feel like I just got to put money on him in some type of way. Probably the 3 pick that I'm looking at for player props is Denny Avia points, Josh Hart PRA, and Anthony Edwards points and assists for anybody that plays like Prize Picks or Chalkboard and you want to tail that. Probably going to 3 pick that as well. But we got some college basketball. That might be the meat and potatoes today.
Yes. All right, let's jump right in. Okay, I have 3 games that were set that Jose Bouquett told me that Justin wants to talk about. I don't know which games you want to talk about, Billy, but let's start with Justin's games, all right? Because I know you got to leave at 1, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, I would imagine probably the same games.
Oh, they're SEC, ACC challenge. All right, let me see. All right.
Every game that I picked was SEC, ACC challenge.
Okay. All right. So let's start with okay. So Justin McKelvey, first game, Miami and Ole Miss. Of course, Miami's been good ATS. Ole Miss has not. Ole Miss has been bad ATS. This is the first true road game for Miami, and this one I have no idea what the good side might be here. If you gave me a free play before I hear anything that any of you have to say, I throw it on Miami getting points. Why not? They're getting some points. Justin, why do you like this game?
Well, you said it halfway for me. This is Miami's first true road game, and I'm on Ole Miss minus 4.5. It's stacks play today number. I don't remember which one it was. I have another stacks. I just don't remember the order I put them in, but it's stacks play today. One of the 2, and I love Ole Miss in this spot. You catch Miami with their first true road game. You catch Ole Miss off of back-to-back losses. They lost to Iowa. I had it wrote down, and then my internet, I lost it. They lost to Iowa. Oh, I think it was Utah. I think it was Utah. But they got back-to-back losses. Another back at home. I don't think Miami's going to be ready for this road test, this true road test. And Ole Miss going to want to – they got St. John's coming up next on Saturday, I think it is. And they're going to want to right the ship. I believe in this Ole Miss team. Nothing about championship or nothing like that, but I think they're going to make a run. I think from the returning starters they got from last year that are now seniors, I like the spot for them at home. Get up spot. Give me Ole Miss minus 4.5.
Okay, and just officially the lines, my NBA lines, I got Portland, Toronto under 230.5 minus 110. The Spurs first half over 119 minus 115, and the Memphis team total over 113.5 minus 110. All right, Justin McKelvey liking Ole Miss here minus the points. They haven't been doing well so far. ATS, Billy Brisbane, what do you think of that?
I just don't like the market for this game. Ole Miss opened up in these type of spots. You gotta really pay attention towards the money line. They opened up minus 220, so like a money line that you would have to probably parlay or lay the juice on, and then it's gone down to minus 154. I feel like they're kind of like inviting you Ole Miss money, and the number opened up 4.5, it's gone down to 2.5. I'm off that game for sure.
Okay.
It's at 2.5 right now?
Yeah, it's at minus 2.5.
Wait, really? Let me see. I saw. Let me check. Yeah, no, I believe you. I didn't see that. I saw 4.5.
I mean, that's a pretty drastic move. Minus 220 down to minus 154 in the money line. Spread 4.5 down to 2.5. I'm cooling, but I know Justin loves this Ole Miss team. We were talking about this game last week during Feast Week.
Yeah, and I ate shit.
I told you, man, that Iowa got that Drake coach, man. That dude be winning shit. I don't know why. I wanted to take Iowa today, but I stayed off of them. I think it's a trap spot. I think Michigan State ends up winning.
Yeah, it is down to 3 or 2.5. Look at that. Okay. Next game on the card is Georgia and Florida State. And this has been an interesting one. I think I have something that I'm liking here. Florida State, of course, has been steamrolling bad teams, and then they almost beat Florida outright as a huge underdog. And now, of course, they're coming off a terrible 40-point loss to Texas A&M, and they're playing a very high-paced game, but that actually hasn't translated into overs, and especially not against the better teams they've been playing. Georgia hasn't been great. They lost ATS the 3 times they played a decent team. One of them was an OT dog loss, but still. And the line I saw, the line's been bouncing around about Pick'em, Florida State. I think Florida State opened as a small dog. Now they're a small favorite. I was thinking, bounce back spot for Florida State. Georgia's nothing special, so I don't think they'll give a resistance to Florida State that's unexpected, although, of course, that could happen early in the season. I was leaning Florida State here. Justin, is that what you like?
Yeah, I'm right with you. Stats play today, I guess it'll be number 2. I think this was the later game, the way according to the board was. I'm on stats play today, number 2, Florida State plus 2.5. Got to that minus 112, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And this Georgia team is extremely young. And that's my team, so I follow them. This is their first true road game. They had they played Georgetown, whoever it was. And maybe it wasn't Georgetown. They played somebody on the Clemson. That's who it was. But that wasn't in Clemson. That was one of the little Caribbean, little classic games, little tournaments they have. But this is going to be a true road game. And Florida State going to be hyped. They just got blown out in their previous game by Texas A&M. Texas A&M, like, start to finish, beat them by like 30-something. And like you said, Loshak, this Florida State team, they played Florida close. Last game, they got drilled. I like this Florida State team, this Georgia team, first true road game. And being as young as they are, they're inexperienced. I don't think they're going to be able to handle the home crowd because they're going to get up for this. Because Florida State needed this after like a 30-something point loss. It might have been like 40, but it was something. It was bad. So I got Florida State plus 2.5, and I also endorsed the money line. But the stacks are plus 2.5.
All right, I think I'm going to join you on this one officially. Billy Brisbane, what do you think? Florida State, the Florida game was eye-opening, was great. Texas A&M game was horrible. What is this team?
I'm off this game. I can't get it. I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Don't want to find out. Don't think it matters when we're going to be down there in March. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you start wheeling out the teams. Are you going to be there when we're down there at Palooza? Probably not. So I'm just going to skip out on this one.
No, I hear you. I don't know what to make of this Florida State team. And if someone did know what to make of it and wanted to tell me, I wouldn't want to know. I'd be like,
any team that gets blown out by 30-plus points, I feel like you just blindly back them the next game, right?
Especially when they dogs at home.
Here we go, Matty Ice with some stuff here, and AM with some stuff here. Let's see if any of those are okay. I am.
Can I pop these 3 off real quick, Pete? So I can
go ahead. I know.
Slide on out of here. Florida Duke game. I like Duke. I have questions about Florida. I get it. I don't want to overreact to that Feast Week loss against TCU, but it's been like Xavier Lee's one of my guys. New Jersey boy, went to Princeton. Dude, he might not be Power 5 ready, man. He's been looking like he's been struggling. Yeah, he scored a bunch of points against Providence, but that ain't Duke. I think Duke's got the size. I mean, Boozer's played spectacular this season. I like Boozer double-double or 9.5 rebounds, minus 118 tonight. He's had a double-double in 4 out of 8 games, and the only times that he's really missing is really due to blowout. That game against Arkansas, he got hooked at the number 9. I think Boozer should be able to smash the rebounds in this matchup. I like Duke here. If you wanted to go same game parlay, Cameron Boozer double-double and Duke to win, that was plus 120. Or you could just play Cameron Boozer over 9.5 rebounds, minus 118. I think both of them are in play. And then the second one I liked was UConn, Kansas. UConn's coming into this game with a little bit of momentum, beating Illinois at MSG over the weekend. But their offense, I still have questions about, especially against teams that aren't looking to run. I feel like if you're not looking to run up and down, you're playing in the half court, you can kind of take advantage of UConn a little bit. Playing in the fog? And we're getting plus money? Come on, man. Plus money on Kansas at the crib? You got to take Kansas at the crib tonight. I feel like that's one of the best bets of the card tonight. And then the last one that I'm on is this is just like a quad play matchup. UNC versus Kentucky. Kentucky's already lost 2 quad 1 matchups in non-conference. They really need this win against UNC. UNC's benefited from an early season schedule, but their last game versus Michigan State, I was on Michigan State in that one. I think that's a telling sign for them. UNC has the front court advantage in this matchup, but I think they're going to be a trendy underdog pick that ends up getting smashed tonight. I like Kentucky in this spot. I did a 3-leg parlay of Duke, Kansas, and Kentucky. It was like plus 2 something. It was like plus 235. And then I'm on Cameron Boozer over 9.5 rebounds. And I don't mind the same game parlay. Like, I didn't put money on it yet, but I'll probably run that same game parlay as well of Cameron Boozer double-double and Duke to win. I think Cameron Boozer smashes in this game.
Okay, can I ask you for just very quickly before you go, the Tennessee-Syracuse game, I know Syracuse has an injury, but Syracuse is at home getting a lot of points to Tennessee. And I was thinking, they both played Houston kind of close. I was thinking maybe Syracuse plus the points might be okay. What do you think?
I kind of like Tennessee in the spot. I feel like Syracuse is going to get overvalued from their feast week performances, but they played Houston close, lost by double digits against Kansas, and lost by double digits against Iowa State. But I still think Syracuse is still frauds. They had the weakest non-conference schedule. They had the weakest non-conference schedule going in the feast week, and they look really good against Houston. I think that's going to disturb the public a little bit. I think 7.5 is telling you everything you need to know. Tennessee smack spot.
All right, and then talking about telling you everything, all you need to know. Texas A&M off that massive win against Florida State, going into Pitt, just laying like 3. Is Pitt maybe a sneaky good play?
I'm off Pitt games. I think Pitt's just a team that I'm looking to fade this year. I almost went to the window with Ohio State in their last game. I'm glad I ended up pulling that play off the card because they ended up winning that one outright. But I don't know, man. If you gave me any chance or any opportunity, I'm betting against Pittsburgh. This team is ass.
Right. Yeah, that's I was thinking as well. Not Pittsburgh doesn't inspire me enough to take them getting that few points against Texas A&M even off that game. Billy Brisbane, thanks so much for making time here to join us. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again very soon. Is he gone? All right. All right, Justin. The last game that you want to talk about is also do what the fuck you want to do. Says the one I'm having trouble with is Missouri Notre Dame, and that's the third game that you want to talk about. Of course, Missouri hasn't played anyone. They played Minnesota. That was the toughest challenge. They did steamroll them at home. They got a cover. So the toughest team Missouri has played, they did great against. Notre Dame has been okay, not that great, mostly a bit overvalued, and Notre Dame is a small favorite here. I actually do like something here. I was thinking under, first half under, full game under. What do you like here, Justin?
The best line I could give y'all, I should probably start posting them more often when I'm gonna come on the show because I got Notre Dame at minus 121 money line, and I think they're gonna give Missouri their first loss. And if you look at their last game, Notre Dame's coming off a loss, but they played Houston really, really tough, and I was on Houston in that game against Notre Dame. That's the game Houston was coming off a loss to Tennessee, which I was on Tennessee. And I don't know, Notre Dame played them tough. They played North Carolina. They hung in there early, and then they end up getting drilled. So I think this Missouri team coming in here, it's going to be a road game. It's going to be facing a Notre Dame team at home with I don't know, with this ACC challenge and this ACC SEC challenge, I think it means something to them. And coming off them losses in them little tournaments for Notre Dame, I think this is a statement game coming back at home. I don't think this Missouri team is 8-0 good. I think they're good, but I don't think they're 8-0 good. So I like Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame money line. I got minus 121 when I bet it. This line actually flipped. I want to say Notre Dame was dog. Not want to say. I seen it. Notre Dame was dogs when this opened up, man. The line flipped from dog to favorite. When I seen it, Notre Dame was either last. I want to say the last night before I went to sleep. It was Notre Dame plus 105, and I had it circled, and I woke up and it wasn't plus no more. But Notre Dame money line minus 121. I love it. I don't know what the line's at now, but that's what I bet it at.
It's about right. Actually, yeah, no, it's about well, it depends where you can shop around, but it's roughly -2 market wide. Money line's about 135 or so.
Okay.
Shop around, you can get better. All right, and I will make the first half and full game under official myself, and I'll quote the official lines, and then I'm just scanning over everything. Yeah, then there's like Oklahoma, Wake Forest. That looks like a tough one. Virginia Tech, South Carolina. I was thinking maybe under, but that's a tough one. All right. So that's it for college basketball. Let's review our plays. I'm going to join Justin McKelvey, Florida State, and the line I got right now, Florida State, pick 'em, minus 113. I'm going to take Missouri, Notre Dame, first half under 70.5, minus 111, and the full game under 148.5, minus 110. Justin, please review your official plays just for anyone who's tracking.
I'm gonna take Ole Miss minus 4.5. I'm gonna take Florida State plus 2.5. Both of those are stacks play today. Posted on Twitter earlier this morning. Stacks play 1 and 2. And the third official play is Notre Dame minus 121 money line against Georgia Tech. Get up spot. Go ahead and give Missouri their first overall loss.
All right, maybe I'll think about the Missouri team total under as well, because when Notre Dame wins, it's from defense. You know what I mean? In basketball. So maybe I'll think about that. Justin McKelvey, thanks so much once again. We got to get into NHL now with Mr. Gokster, but we'll talk to you again next week. Thank you. All right. Is Mr. Gokster ready? Jose Bouquett? Oh, there he is. There he is. Now, Gokster is on a time crunch, so we're just going to get right the hell into it. We got 10 games to go. Everyone in the comment section, you know the deal. Tell us what you think. Shout it out, and I will read it as much as I can. All right, you ready, Gogi?
You ready to rock, buddy?
Let's start. First game, Ottawa, Montreal. Ottawa started their road trip well. Now they've lost 2 in a row. Last one was a blowout at Dallas. A little bit forgivable because Dallas is great right now. Montreal returns from their trip. They won their first 2. Their last game on the trip was a blowout loss at Colorado. It's also forgivable because Colorado is so great, especially at home. And this is also for people who don't follow hockey closely, this is a big rivalry. Not that every time they meet up is a huge deal, but it's just a local rivalry. It's a rivalry that where they get up for it a little bit more than normal. And I don't know. I was thinking maybe free play. I'd take a shot with the over 6. And maybe I was thinking about Ottawa first period coming, Montreal returning from the Colorado loss and Ottawa probably salty after the Dallas loss. I was thinking about Ottawa first period. What do you think?
I stayed off this one for the side. I think there'll be goals, though, Pete. I'm with you. I went both teams to score in the first period plus 155. Last of a 7-game road trip for Ottawa there. They went back home probably, though, just because Ottawa or Montreal is so close. So they probably were able to sleep in their own beds at least last night. But they're coming off a 3-3 road trip there. And then you're saying about Montreal, first game back after a decent road trip. They're playing Colorado there, Pete. And Colorado had the Quebec Nordiques jerseys going up against Montreal. And this team's it was kind of a bit of a slap in the face. And they ended up kicking their ass, I think 7-2 or whatever it was. So I think both teams are going to get up for this one. You're saying it's a bit of a rival. Going back to the AHL, a lot of these team players have seen each other for like the last 5 years growing up throughout the league. So goaltending wise, Montembeau's been up and down. 87% save percentage in November. Allmark 88% save percentage. That's not the greatest. And then some goals for. I'm looking at third period goals for, goals against. Montreal's doing more than Ottawa in the month of November. Both teams allowing 14. It's tough for me to pick the side here. Money's I think coming in on Ottawa slightly here, Pete. But I think there'll be goals in the first. I could even see this hitting at least 6 goals in the game. Just don't know who's going to win this one. Lean towards Ottawa just because there are some injuries too from Montreal. Struble, defenseman's day-to-day. Doc's out, Newhook's out, Liney's out, and they're just missing Shabbat, which They can do without Shabbat, in my opinion. They got their captain back. They got pretty much a full lineup Ottawa, so I would lean towards Ottawa on this.
All right, I think I'm going to make Ottawa first period official play, and I will shout out the soccer live play in the German Cup. I'll take Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Oh, Mönchengladbach. Yeah.
Borussia Mönchengladbach. Plus a half, minus 107. I'll take a shot with that. I didn't follow the closing and the late movement, which I usually like to do, but all right. So it's possible I missed something, but I will take them plus a half, minus 107. And I will add that to the Discord at the end of the show.
Spell that? Can you spell Mönchengladbach for us, Pete?
Yeah, Mönchengladbach, Muechengladbach.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we're keeping a brisk pace here, Mr. Gokster. Next game on the card. All right, Boston, Detroit. Boston in general just so right now. Detroit, they've lost 4 in a row. Some more forgivable, some of them not so forgivable. This is the second of a home and home, though. Boston won the first one, and it was a tight, tough game. And Boston, if they're in a spot where I think the other team is motivated, I have no problem fading Boston. So I'm leaning Detroit, but it's a massive line. The first line I saw was like minus 200 or something, and it's gone down about 18 cents, 20 cents or so, which makes sense because Detroit, I just don't think they're really good enough to be that big of a favorite against anyone. I was thinking about Detroit, thinking about the over, thinking about the Detroit team total over because Boston is no great shakes, really. What do you think? And the total has gotten bet up. What do you think, Gogi?
I'm just trying to see here if Pastor was in, and no, it doesn't look like he was. So they don't have Pasternak again, and he didn't play in that last game. They did lose that one 3-2, and who's in net? It was Cam Talbot. They're going to, it looks like Gibson, Detroit. Man, this guy, love John Gibson, what he did for the Ducks, even, Team USA there. But he's 0-4 this month, guys, 85% save percentage, nearly 4 goals against. And then Swayman, he's actually been half decent there, Pete, 93% save percentage in November, 2.06. I just think right now, no Pasternak, Yoki Haro's out. They're still obviously missing McAvoy. Blumel, right winger, Arvidsson, he's out as well. This is really a spot where Detroit, they have no reason not to win this game. Net penalties, minus 16, Boston, plus 10 for Detroit. You're coming off a loss, seeing the same team. Last of a home game before. They got a long road trip, too, coming up, Pete, Detroit. 5-game road trip coming up at least after this game. So I don't see them losing this one. I'm taking Detroit over 0.5 goals in the first period. So just to score a goal in the first and them to win the money line. So it's plus 105. They got to win the game and they got to score in the first. Plus 105, kind of kill the juice. Go Wings tonight. Going to need a better performance out of Gibson. That's the only kind of hiccup here in this bet. But there's no reason why Detroit's not going to win this game, in my opinion.
All right. And in the meantime, we got a whole bunch of interesting comments in the comments section. First of all, Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. Golden State. Look at that. Getting all those points against OKC. Yeah, I mean, a fade of OKC, that big of a favorite against anyone is probably good. College basketball spreadsheet play of the day, Kansas and Minnesota. In hockey, we'll talk about that later. And then look at this. AM says, AM 41120 says Senators. Best bet on the card today. There you go. I was like in Ottawa, but then I was like, maybe not. Maybe I just take them first period. Yeah, all right. I will take and then maybe the Ottawa team total over is another one that I'm thinking about for Ottawa. Maybe I'll double up, but I'll definitely take them first period. Look at that. AM 41220. Shout out to Senators. Best bet on the board. All right. Next. All right. Yeah. So I got to think about what to do here with maybe I'll take. Yeah. All right. I'll think about it, but I know we got to keep a brisk pace. So next game on the card is Tampa Bay Islanders. Now, Tampa Bay, awesome. Rolling, won 7 in a row, and the Islanders very banged up. They have all kinds of issues. They're losing. They've lost 3 in a row. So, sometimes you think, the Tampa Bay was a modest favorite to start. And I guess I was like, if the Islanders are like plus 108 when we're doing the show, maybe that tells me the Islanders are the way to go. But it just seems like this is another don't overthink it situation. Tampa Bay rolling. They do want to win game in and game out, at least until they get tired. And the Islanders just are a team that is shorthanded right now. They just don't really have it. So, of course, I'm going to take Tampa Bay and probably -1, although I was also leaning under. What do you think, Gogi?
Yeah, both teams are kind of banged up right now, Pete. Just late information on the Islanders. D'Angelo looks like he's not going to place second line right winger, right defenseman, D'Angelo. Then Romanov, he's been out for a while. He's not coming back. Pajot's out and Palmieri. So both teams are a little banged up. You're going to get players getting called up from the AHL. And then looking at the Lightning, looks like Point, no confirmation I'm seeing here. Point's going to be in. He's still day-to-day. Cernak's out. McDonough's out. Hedman's out. It looks like possibly Radish is out. These are all defensemen for the Lightning too. So you're missing some Lightning. You're missing some defense on both sides of this equation, you could say. It's the last of a 3-game roadie for the Lightning. Home for 2. They've 7-0. They're playing really good. Six straight home game for the Islanders. I have here 8-2 to the under. Goaltending's been strong though on both sides. This is where I'd want to take an over, but the goaltending's just been so damn strong. And then penalty kills too, 87%, 88%. This is the game I'm going to stay off. I had probably over, but goalie's playing well, so it's going to be a stay off. I got nothing on this one. Too many moving parts, I think, in this game.
All right, let me see what the money line hasn't moved much at all. It's still about -120 for the Islanders, and the total small move to the under though. Actually, yeah. You don't like the under?
No, I would slightly lean to the under just based on the goaltending and missing some key. It's just what you're going to get defensively out of these. JJ Moser, Radish, he's possibly out. Lingberg, I don't know this Charles Dewar, Doust. They got Deacon Carly. They got a lot of guys from Syracuse Crunch that are going to be on defense. So that tells me probably not a lot of offense. At least a lot of those guys, they don't scream offense from what they're doing in the AHL. JJ Moser is going to be the guy probably pushing it, but I kind of lean towards the Islanders more. I'm thinking about this money line just on the plus money, just because of how banged up defensively they are. And then looking at their lines here, their bottom 3 lines aren't that strong for the Tampa Bay. You got Gergensen and then Pontus Holmberg with Ian Gord, slow. And then even that last line there, Gage Gonzalez, Jack Finley, all guys from the AHL. So they're really, I think, stuck to almost 2 lines that can go for offense for the Lightning. And then the Islanders, they're still banged up, missing another defenseman. Yeah, just too many moving parts in this game. But I would lean towards the under and somewhat the Islanders.
So, all right, first of all, let me just say, okay, so Ottawa first period, I'm taking them -109, and the team total is 3.5 at plus money. I don't really want to take that, so I'll just double up with Ottawa -1. Money line is -110, puck line +222. So I'll double up with Ottawa, and then I'll still make a decision about Detroit. But this one, so the Islanders have all these defensemen out?
Islanders are missing at least 2 defensemen here. Lightning are missing at least 3. Palmieri and Pajot forwards for the Islanders. Key forwards are missing as well. And then you're missing Point forward for the Lightning, and then the 3 defensemen are Hedman, McDonough, Cernak, and now possibly Radish as well, because they've had to call up another AHL defenseman from Syracuse for the Lightning. So a lot of moving parts in this game.
Okay, I guess I will hold off. My lean was to the under. All right, next game. Here we go. Gogi, tell me what you think. Dallas and the Rangers. Dallas, of course, absolutely rolling earlier in the year. They had some injuries. They were very so-so. They've won 10 out of 12 now. Rangers, though, picking it up a bit, but still not good at home. They lost their last game at home to Tampa Bay, and here they are at home. And me personally, I love math. I love stats. But sometimes psychology trumps everything. And I talked about this early in the year when I saw the Rangers. I think I bet like a team total on the Rangers at home, and they scored nothing. And I was like, all right, what's going on here? And I started reading some reports, and I was like, all right, these guys have psychological issues at home, which I am willing to throw out once they demonstrate it. But as of right now, it's just not there. And I'm throwing the stats out the window here and just thinking it's until further notice, I'm fading the Rangers at home or pass. And with Dallas coming in, I don't know, man. How do you not like Dallas here?
I agree. Like all the stats here, like they're -17 in the last in November for net penalties. So they're not getting into, they're not, having more power plays than our penalty kills. Dallas, they're +4. Then like I was saying, guys, goals for third period, 24 in the month of November for Dallas, 13 for the Rangers, and then they're allowing 18, and Dallas is only allowing 13. Dallas is one of the best teams in the NHL right now. And they're going with DeSmith too. Not even Ottinger I'm seeing, Pete. DeSmith's been the better of the 2 goalies, though. 93.5% save percentage, 1.66 goals against. There's another goalie here coming up in this card that's really, really good too. But this is, Dismissed just playing unbelievable. Shesterkin, he's not poor. Like he's 7-5 in the month of November, 90% save percentage, 2.59 goals against. Power plays have been humming for both teams. Small 2-game roadie for Dallas. It's been a tough schedule here for the Rangers too. A lot of road games, finally coming back home off a 4-1 loss. Possibly Radish is day-to-day. He's out, a right winger for the Rangers. He's out. Dallas is pretty healthy on the other side of things. I think just the scheduling spot here and the strong goaltending. Rangers, not a lot of offense at home. We're going to go with no goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 105. But I feel like this is an under game here. Don't see a lot of offense here. Goaltending, especially on Dallas' side, has been strong. It's just going to be if the Rangers can hold off Dallas here, just because they're one of the best teams in hockey right now. So no goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 105. Lean to the under full game.
All right, I will start just first. I'll take Dallas -1, money line -124, puck line +216. So whatever that is, I'll make that official. Dallas -1. Yeah, and then as far as anything else is concerned, I don't know. I was not sure about the total.
Feels like an under. It does.
Yeah, and it's a very low total, and so I will just pass on that one. And there you go. AM liking Dallas as well. He says, I feel uneasy about it. Line and spot seems like the Rangers. Normally, I would say, you should think about when you feel uneasy about something. But in this case, man, the Rangers, there's just something psychologically wrong with them at home. You know what I mean?
I know. And until they break it, and this is the team that I think they're going to – one thing, though, actually, it's a back-to-back against New Jersey tomorrow for Dallas. So they do have a back-to-back playing at New Jersey tomorrow. That's why Ottinger is going to go. It does feel like an under kind of game, which probably would help the Rangers, though. Higher scoring game this is. The Rangers have no chance. So,
yeah. Line and spot seems like Rangers, according to AM 41120. Yes, but when you factor in that they're mentally demented at home, I honestly don't see how any home game right now for the Rangers can seem like the Rangers until they show us something different. You know.
Well, they got Colorado. Sorry, Pete. They got Colorado on the 6th, and they got Vegas, and then they have Montreal. So I don't know if it's coming anytime soon.
As far as I'm concerned, every home game for the Rangers seems like the other team right now. Shout out to AM for giving us such great information and insights. Shout out to Guillermo Zertucci. All right. All right. Let's move on. Next game on the card is Toronto and Florida. Now, the Leafs in general, not a good team, but they are off of a big 7-2 win at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, though, is a very beatable team. And Florida, off of 2 straight home losses, both as a big fave. Last one was to Calgary, who is improving. Normally, I'd be thinking this would be a great spot to take Florida, but I'm not sure if they really have it this year like they have in years past. Of course, they had the 2 big injuries to their lineup, and supposedly they still have depth. And I think they do have some depth, sure. But I don't know. I don't think that they're the kind of team right now where we can look at them and bet on them to bounce back, especially not as a big favorite. Toronto's very beatable, but I don't know. My first thought was, okay, look hard at Florida. The more I looked at it, the more I thought about it. I'm like, pass. Maybe even Toronto. I don't know. What do you think, Gogi?
I think if there's one team that the Leafs hate playing, it's Florida. Florida's had their number going in the playoffs, just dating back. And then Toronto, too, they're a little banged up defensively. I'm just trying to see if they're going to have Ekman Larson in the lineup here, because they're missing a couple defensemen, Benoit, Ekman Larson day-to-day, Tanev, and Carlo. So they're a little banged up on the back end here. They have been able to score a little bit lately. Listerainen, centerman for Florida, is out. Gadjevich, who's a fighter, a player that Toronto does not want to mess with, really. He's going to be out of the lineup. So I think there's going to be some offense, I think, in this game, Pete. Florida is, like I said, they've had their number in the past. Bobrovsky hasn't been that good in the month of November. He's 5-4, but with an 86% save percentage. The line is telling me Florida almost at that -162. It's pretty high. I think if they thought the Leafs would have had a chance, this would have been lying a little lower. I do think there'll be some goals in this game here. I'm going both teams to score in the first period +155, and I'm doubling down both teams to score 3 goals too in this game +150, Pete. Just defensively for Toronto, and then Florida coming off 2 losses. They always kind of like their chumps whenever Florida has Toronto, especially in the last 5 years. Look for even Marchand to get on the board. He loves playing this Toronto team, or even just stirring the pot. Like wherever team he's on, Pete, even Boston, he'll talk about Toronto media and what he thinks they should do and all this stuff. So he's already been chirping Toronto about, I forget what he was saying, but he's saying something that he thinks Toronto should do. And he's just trying to mess with everyone. He loves this. So Marshy to get a point, I think is a good bet too. Didn't fire on that, but should be some goals in this game tonight, Pete, I think.
Okay, I will come back to Timmy Tushu says Rangers going to take everyone's pants tonight. Yeah, maybe so. And if I lose on a dog bet that I made against, I mean, at some point, yes, I think the Rangers are going to turn it around and they won't have psychological issues at home. And at that point, they might start stacking, multi-goal wins at home and might be a great bet on their puck line for weeks or months. And at some point, that's going to happen. And I probably will get caught for a game or two when that happens. It might start tonight, but as of right now, that's what I got to think about. All right, let's see what people are going to say.
Like an under. Sorry, Pete. Dallas and Rangers stinks like an under to me. It feels like an under game. Yeah.
AM says with Panthers allowing 4 goals in back-to-back games, I think tonight's a defensive game, in my opinion, at home. Yeah, this is such a tough one. I'd be leaning under, and honestly, I'd be leaning Toronto just because I'm just not a believer. I'm just not a believer in Florida right now. At this line, at this kind of a line. You know
I get that. I get that too. Like if you do like Toronto, then I think there is value here. I think Florida is gonna have a bounce back here, and just with those defensemen missing here, it's gonna be tough for Phil. They got Myers in here, Stetcher, who hasn't been that bad, and I don't know if Benoit is gonna go or Ekman Larsson's gonna go here. So too many question marks for me here on the back end for Toronto.
Yep. All right. I will pass. Next game on the card, Calgary, Nashville. These are two shitty teams that have started to do a lot better recently, right? Calgary won 4 of their last 6. Their last game was a loss, but in OT is a huge dog of Carolina. So for a short period of time, at least, Calgary has legitimately turned it around. Nashville has now won 2 of 3. They lost their last game, but they are getting a little healthier, and I'm not exactly sure exactly how much each of these teams suck at the moment. I was having a slight lean to Calgary. I think probably Calgary's turnaround has been more real than Nashville's, and it's a low total. I know Calgary has problems scoring, but I was thinking maybe about a shot with a very low total on the over. So no bet for me as of now, but my lean was to Calgary and small lean to the over. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is a Calgary spot here. Quickly, Nashville, 5 goals against, 3 goals against, 3, 8, 3, 4. They're allowing a lot of goals. And the last game against Calgary played against Carolina, they lost 1-0. I almost consider that a win, Pete. Against Carolina, that's a really tough team to score against 1-0. Before that, 5-3 win against Florida. They got their ass kicked against Tampa Bay, but they're trending in the right direction, starting to score against a team that's allowing a lot of goals. I want 60 minutes here with Calgary, and I'm taking the plus 100 on them money line, Pete. Also, Marchessault's out for the Predators, or he's at least day-to-day. So is McCarron, the left winger here, Lahuru, French guy there. He's out, Smith's out, and then Pospisil, and then a defenseman, and then Hanzik, a left winger there. Could be butchering his name. Don't watch a lot of Calgary games, but he's out. I still think just the way the Calgary's been playing of late, give me them over Nashville, who's just very Jekyll and Hyde, not much of a backbone of a hockey team. Sorry to say.
Okay, let me look at what people have to say about this one. If anything, nothing as of right now. I just
they're almost favored. They're almost a road favorite in this game. That's how much I think they have they're very live here. I think Calgary.
And let me just ask you one other quick question. The knock on Calgary, of course, this year has been their offense. So what do you think about taking them with team total overs and stuff like that? Are they really offensively challenged as offensively challenged as I think they are?
I would take away that Carolina game. They've been scoring 3 goals, has not been a problem for this team of late. And then Nashville's the perfect team it looks like you want to go up against. They're coming off that 1-0 loss. Nashville's they're winning ugly. 6-3, 4-3, losing a bunch of games in between there. So it's and then scheduling spot here. It's the last of a 5-game road trip for Calgary. So I think they're going to want to finish this off on a good note here. And it's a third of a 6-game homestand, second of a short 2-game homestand for the Predators. And they've gone 4-0 to the over. So Calgary team total over also makes a lot of sense, Pete.
Yeah, it does. All right, I'll think about it. I might add that one on. Let me just look at the comments section, and then we'll move on. All right, Vancouver, Colorado. This game, one of these massive favorite games in the NHL. Usually, it's dog or pass for me. Once in a while, I will take a shot with a big favorite at a -1 line. This one, I think I'm going to have to pass. Vancouver, Colorado. Vancouver gets a win here and there. They're mostly losses. They've actually been okay on their current trip, though. They're playing okay. Colorado, though, awesome, right? Just rolling off of a big 7-2 win against Montreal. Colorado's won 13 out of their last 15. So they're a top team playing in top form at home. And I can't fade them even getting a big dog line with Vancouver. Total could go either way. So it's going to be a pass for me. What do you think, Gogi?
Yeah, this is like the OKC of the NBA, Colorado Avalanche. They're the best team in the league. No questions about it. Wedgwood, 6-0-1 in the month of November.
All right, OKC, I guess they're a great bet on the money line if you want to you look at it that way, but OKC's been a bad bet on their spreads. Colorado, I think, has been a great bet even on their spreads, over the past bunch of games.
I'm just talking more like dominance, like how dominant they are and how they can, like, if you can think they're down by a goal or two or OKC's down by whatever, 15, they'll come back just like kind of Colorado can. The big thing here, Pete, just how Vancouver, they're struggling score. Well, they're scoring, but they're doing it with a lot of players that just are not a lot of household names. Like, good on Vancouver for doing what they're doing, but Colorado is just not the team they want to play right here. Quickly here, last of a 4-game roadie for the Canucks. They're 1-2. Last home game before a 4-game road trip for the Colorado Avalanche. The big thing here, though, this is insane. They got 21 goals for in the third period in November. They've only allowed 5 goals in the third period in all of November, Pete. That is insane. So right there, that just tells me that Canucks are not scoring more than 2.5 goals probably in this game. And then I think Colorado is going to win this game too. So we're taking Colorado and reg, and then Vancouver's team total under 2.5. That's -110. I can live with that. So I just don't see them slowing down here. And just how good defensively they've been in the third period. That's wild. I haven't seen that. I think so. They've played 13 games. They've allowed five goals. Like that's just insane. I'm starting my words of how much I'm just kind of blown away by Colorado, just their performance right now. So yeah, give me them in reg and team total under Vancouver.
Okay, I will. I'll also. I think I'm going to shout out one more here. We're going to take live hockey play. Live soccer play. We're going to take in South Africa. The Golden Arrows draw no bet -143. We'll add that one. Golden Arrows draw no bet -143. Bookmaker doesn't offer South Africa, but other books do. So all right, let me. Okay, sorry. So what did you say you're going to take in Vancouver?
I'm taking Colorado reg, and then Vancouver's team total under 2.5 -110.
All right, and here we go. AM here he has some information here. He likes the Canucks money line. Normally for me it's a big dog or pass in these situations, but he has a reason to like Vancouver here at like +270. My lord. Yeah.
You know what? If anything, I would do a first period bet on Vancouver. I think the first period, just that third period stats, it's scary. And then, Vancouver too, in the month of November, they're allowing 23 goals in the third period compared to 5 for Colorado. So maybe a first period bet on Vancouver. But I think full game will be tough.
AM says, I understand the Avs should win, but they are overperforming and regression he says 18-1 is not sustainable. But once in a while, elite players and teams, stuff like that is sustainable. Like when Clayton Kershaw was at his absolute peak form, you'd be like, this fucking, and he was a great bet every game at like -350 or whatever, because what he was doing was sustainable. And so I don't know if what Colorado's doing right now is sustainable, but they're definitely a fearsome team. Scary to bet against.
Yeah, like Edmonton, for instance, sometimes when they're doing that, it's not sustainable. They're a hot and cold team. Like Edmonton does this every year. But yeah, with Colorado, I expect them to be first in the NHL at the end of the year, and it's December 2nd. So we'll see.
Okay, it's going to be a pass for me, but AM pointing to something that likes Vancouver. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's like, I watched that game against the Kings too. The Canucks, they didn't play too bad. There was 3 goals disallowed in the first 5 minutes of the Kings and the Canucks game. Canucks aren't that bad. It's just playing the Colorado, unless they just fall asleep out there tonight. The Kings are one of the slowest paced teams in the NHL, and Canucks just kind of fell into the quicksand there, and then Colorado is one of the fastest paced teams in the NHL. So we'll see how it goes tonight.
All right, next game on the card. Here we go. An interesting one. Minnesota, Edmonton. Capping Edmonton games, you just got to estimate how much do they suck, or maybe they don't suck that bad, right? Way underachieving. They're off a win now. At some point, they're going to turn the corner, probably. I mean, Jimmy the Bag has said at some point this season, they're going to string together 10 or 15 wins in a row, which I think is probably going to happen. But, as of right now, they've strung 1 win in a row, which is good. Good. Very nice, Edmonton. Minnesota, though, playing great now. They had a bunch of injuries to start the year. Jimmy the Bag in the beginning of the season was high on Minnesota, but they started the year kind of banged up personnel-wise, and they weren't really they were underachieving and underwhelming to start the year. But then they got healthy, and now they are really rolling. They're off an OT loss in their last game, but before that, they were just winning game in and game out. And I don't know. I guess I still don't feel comfortable fading Edmonton, especially off of a pretty impressive win that might be indicative of them turning a corner. But Minnesota getting a big number like this is tempting. For me, it'd be Minnesota or nothing.
Yeah, I might be taking the bait here. I'm taking Minnesota. I was talking about the goalie here. I was talking about Smith, how strong he was in the Dallas Rangers game. Well, the best goalie in the month of November. I don't know how many of you guys know this. Is it Casey Wallstedt? German goaltender for the Wild, 6-0 with a 96.7% save percentage, 3 shutouts in the month of November, and 1.14 goals against. So this guy has been absolutely unbelievable. They're somewhat healthy. They're missing Hinostroza, Rossi, and Foligno. Wallman's out, Roslovich is out, Kapanen's now out for the Oilers, and then Phillip. Getting Hyman back will help them in the long run. But looking at this Oilers team, Pete, they haven't had a 3-game winning streak all season long. The most they've had is a 2-game win streak, beating Seattle 4-0. Okay, let's see how you do in the next game against a team that's pretty much one of the hottest teams in the NHL. Haven't lost back-to-back. Minnesota is, haven't lost back-to-back since going back to October. In November, they've just been unbelievable, really strong at the bounce back. I'm taking the Wild here. Third period goals against too, 9 in the month of November for the Wild, 18 for the Oilers. Penalty kill too, 91, almost 92% for the Wild, 78% for Edmonton. At this plus number, I'm surprised. Maybe I'm falling for something here, but I'm doubling up first period money line and full game money line Minnesota, 120 and 125.
All right. Toby Lane says Wallstedt will regress, boys. Let's be honest.
Oh, 100%. 100% he will regress, but until it happens, this could be one of those weird games. It really could, where all of a sudden the Oilers do show up and it's going to be like a 6-5, just a crate. That's where we lose this game. I think if it's like a 5-4, 6-5 game, which I don't see happening really, that's where the Oilers could win this game. But I think it's gonna be a lower scoring game, and the Minnesota Wild are going to win it. So
look at this. Toby Lane, 2785, loves Oilers here. AM, Oilers money line. He says, I bet against the streak. So AM likes the Oilers. AM also says Oilers winning streak about to happen. Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day, Minnesota.
Let's go, Ronnie.
Wow.
Thank you.
Ronnie Crawford. I love this. I love Ronnie Crawford and AM going head to head.
Yeah.
I would have no problem. I do blindly tail those guys both equally. But when they're head to head, what do you do? Look at this spreadsheet play of the day. Minnesota and AM calling for an Oilers winning streak about to happen.
It is.
I'm liking them tonight at -140, backed up by Toby Lane.
They're right. They're right. Oilers are about to start a win streak, but it's going to start on December 4th against Seattle. That's they got Seattle, Winnipeg, Buffalo, Detroit, and Toronto. And 4 of those 5 are at home too. So I do think the streak's coming. I just don't think it's tonight.
Okay, we shall see. Maybe a live bet, but then again, Edmonton. God, they've had at home that like Edmonton. They've been like down 5-1, and you're like, all right, I'll bet Edmonton plus 4.5, and they lose 9-1. I mean, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? All right, I'm going to pass on this one completely. All right, next game, another interesting one. This is a very interesting one. Chicago and Vegas. Vegas, a massive favorite. Chicago, of course, has been undervalued in general this year, but they started to lose, which happens, especially when you have, young teams that start to string together wins. You see that with San Jose. Then when they get a little bit fatigued, they start to go on a little bit of losing runs, but they're still, teams that I'm looking to be undervalued in spots. They got a win in their last game after 5 straight losses. And Vegas is also finally off a win after 4 losses. But their win was just a 1-goal win as a -340 home fave. And Vegas is a massive favorite here. And, but the other thing in this game is I believe that, that Carter Hart is starting for Vegas. Right? And, I'm not going to explain why this is significant, but you can Google it. I don't want to get canceled. So I'm not even going to, acknowledge that I know why it's significant that Carter Hart is starting, but it is significant. So if that weren't the case, no question about it, I would take a shot with Chicago, maybe Chicago team total over, maybe first period or whatever. But Carter Hart's a pretty good goalie, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be as professional as I can here.
Be professional. Don't get canceled. We need you.
I got you. Okay. I'm gonna call him Carter Hart. He had a couple games in the AHL, but yeah, he's been out of the league for a while. Kid made a comeback here. He was on Henderson. Hasn't strung together too many good games, Pete. 83% save percentage and a 3.07 goals against with Henderson. Had a couple games, but yeah, he's on Vegas getting his first start. It's going to be tough. I think this is one of those games where the line is a little enticing for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, normally, and when this line first came out, I didn't realize that Hart was going to be starting, and I was like, damn. It made sense because, in a certain way, because Chicago is just still a team that sometimes is seen as a crappy team. But oh shit, hold on, I got to do one thing for a second. Can you just talk about this? Can you read some comments for just a second?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go over the comments here, guys, real quickly here. What's going on? Yeah, Carter Hart's making his debut. That's right there. Steve G, Chicago +1.5. That's not too bad, actually, because you probably still almost got plus money there, eh, Steve? Steve's thinking they're going to play hard, play strong for Hart there. Eichel to score a goal here, +360 there. Dizzy saying, this is going to be an interesting game. I think there's going to be goals, really, guys. If you're looking at what teams have been doing, Pete, there's been a lot of goals of late. Take it over, brother.
Okay, I'm back. So you think there's going to be but Carter Hart is a pretty friggin' good goalie, and if Vegas is going to be playing tough for him, that means they're going to D up as well, right?
Yeah, just the pace of play, going AHL to NHL, anytime goalies. Yeah, he's been in the NHL before, but he's been out for a good while. Just the pace of play, and Chicago, they are a young, fast hockey team right now. I think this is going to be it's going to be until, especially early. I'll get right to my play here. Both teams to score in the first period, +155. Yeah, I think early we're going to see some fireworks because Vegas have been both teams have been allowing a lot of goals here. And with Carter Hart, I just think the pace of the play, I would see him locking in as the game goes on. But start off, if anything, that's when the Chicago is going to be able to score here. And then the Golden Knights on the other side, they need to start winning games here. Both teams are 11 and 14. One team's a -300. I think they are going to start scoring goals here. Looking at Chicago, they got down 3-0 really early against Anaheim in their last game. They did come back. Like, this team can come back, but it's actually 25 goals in the third period in the month of November. So Chicago at this number is very live. Just having a goaltender that hasn't played a lot of hockey in the NHL in the last few years. So, I even lean towards both teams to score 3 goals. I didn't fire on it, but this is going to be a back and forth game, I think, Pete.
Really? Okay. See, I'm worried that he's going to pitch a shutout. Shout out to Ron Crawford. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Ron Crawford. Right. Sweet Lou says Vegas home games first period overs are money. Yes.
Both teams.
Except that this is just such a unique situation, Are they making too much of it? Is it not?
I think just the it's not like Vegas has been really good defensively, and it's like, all right, no worries, Hart. You got boys are playing really good behind you. And he's not coming off too many strong starts at Henderson. Chicago's a team that's they're not the same Chicago team where they're just going to collapse. They're a team that's really hot right now. Their top player in Bedard has got a lot of juice in his game right now. The more I'm talking about it, the more I think Chicago is live in this game, but Vegas, I don't see them at home here laying down at all. Coming off a win after 4 losses too. This is a game where, the only way I could see this being a lower scoring game is if you don't get much out of Chicago here, as if they're just kind of laying egg and they're just kind of they're not moving the pace, and Vegas is just forechecking the hell out of them. But
is that possible? Because this is just such a big line, man. I mean, who is Vegas to be laying this fucking line? It's like if Chicago's going into Dallas, I would understand. But what is this?
Well, it's not like I'm just looking here at some numbers here. Like the Senators, like bad example maybe, but like the Flames, Leafs, like these teams aren't scoring as much in the third period. The team with the most amount of goals in the third period in the month of November is the Chicago Blackhawks in this whole slate. So to say that they're just going to lay an egg and get shut down doesn't seem realistic. They also have the best power play out of any team on this slate, or next to Dallas, at 31%. So like it feels like it's not the time where it's going to be a lower scoring game, Pete, in my opinion.
All right. I'm probably leaving money on the table, but I will officially pass just because it's such a weird situation. All right. And then the last game on the card is Washington and LA. Washington, of course, really rolling, similar to some other teams we talked about. They had some personnel issues earlier in the year. They were losing. Now they've won 7 of 8 and by margin. So they're similar to like Minnesota, really rolling now, and they're good wins. LA, they've been okay, not that good. They've lost 4 of their last 6. The 2 wins are very close. Both is a decent sized home fave. So, both these teams, as you said earlier in the show, can be lower scoring. So I was thinking about a shot with the under. And as far as the side, it'd be definitely Washington or nothing for me as of right now. What do you think?
Well, this is one of these ones I think that don't make any sense, Pete. LA is a very low scoring team. So is Washington here. Goaltending's been decent. Penalty kill's been really strong for the Kings. I just think I think we're going to get fireworks, to be honest, in this game. The last game was 2-1. The Kings there against Vancouver, they can't play that same type of game. The Kings have, I would lean towards Washington, just a hot team right now. I don't fade hot teams necessarily going up against a team that's in LA that pretty much they need to start get it going. LA needs to start scoring here. I think with Washington here, it is possible just because how fast paced Washington want to play. Their fourth line is nasty. Their fourth line can score. I was looking at the Kings' fourth line. Both these teams have 4 lines that can score. And it's not like the Kings are kind of just coming off 5 wins. This is a team that needs to start winning too. They won 2-1 against Vancouver. That was an ugly 2-1 win. I see there being goals here. I doubled down too in this game. Both teams to score in the first period and 3 goals between both of these teams. I just think, and you're getting a really good number too. Plus 165 on both teams to score in the first, and plus 210 to score 3 goals in this game. I just don't see it being that 1-0, 2-0. I don't see it being a lower scoring game here, and especially with how Washington's been scoring of late. 7, 8, 3, 5, 4, 4. Yeah, you're playing LA, but LA is going to have a much tougher time than they had against Vancouver, where they weren't able to generate a whole lot. So I would lean towards Washington in this game as well, but goals is, I think, the player.
Okay, I will add another live soccer pick. Hapoel Jerusalem plus a half, plus 103. This one is an official play, but it's a lower rated play for me than the other 2 that I shouted out. But I will take that one as well. Hapoel Jerusalem plus a half, plus 103. Rate that one about a B- as far as the play is concerned. All right, Mr. Gokster, you got to leave in like 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, I can do a little recap here. Then I got to hit the road, buddy.
Yeah, we got through the whole card. I'll do my recap because as of right now, I've only got 3 picks, which is okay. Maybe I'll add some on after we let Gogi go. But I'm taking Ottawa first period, minus 109. Taking Ottawa -1 at a decent dog line, and then minus 110 and plus 222. I'm also taking Dallas -1, minus 124, plus 216. Please review your official plays, Mr. Gokster.
All right, guys, I'll try and make this as easy as I can. We got 11 plays. We got Ottawa and Montreal, both teams to score in the first period. I'll hit all the first period bets here. We got also Leafs and the Florida Panthers, both teams to score in the first period. Chicago, Vegas, for both teams to score in the first period, along with Washington and LA, both teams to score in the first period. Detroit, we like them in the first period to score a goal and to win on the money line at plus 105. Low scoring game in Dallas and the Rangers, no goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 105. Calgary on the money line. Also, we're doubling down on Minnesota. money line first period and full game. Colorado and Rag and Vancouver's team total under 2.5. And then we have a couple both teams to score in the third period. That's Vegas. Both teams to score 3 goals. That's Washington, LA, and Leafs and Panthers to close out the card, guys. Gokster99 on Twitter. That's our X, sorry. Jeez, I sound old saying that. That's where you can find all my plays and all the updates I have throughout the week. So, yeah.
Thanks so much, Mr. Gokster. We'll see you again next week. All right. And now we are going to talk college football, all 9 of the championship games. Although, man, I should have put on maybe I should have put on some of my other official other plays on my NHL card, like Detroit. Maybe I'll do that at the end of the show if there's a little time. But we're going to talk with the Goracle about all 9 of these college football championship games. A few things I'm liking. They're all going to be interesting. And Gorky's going to give us some great insights for people who might not realize it. Gorky has great friggin' insights and takes into situations in college football. Repeatedly, he told us about like small road dog that seemed like the home favorite, pretty good team off a bye, small line would be a good bet, but great read on all of the stuff that you've given us this year. Gorky, everyone, help us with what you think about these games, and we're going to hear what Gorky has to say. And we're going to have a good time talking about all 9 of them. You ready to go, Gorky?
I'm always ready, Pete. It's good to be here, man.
Let's go. Gorky, first game on the card, Kennesaw and Jacksonville State. This is the Conference USA, of course. Championship game. There's supposed to be rain for this one, but no wind. They met once already, of course, at Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State won by 9, but turnovers mattered in that one. And I think that like Jacksonville State first was a dog, then they were a favorite. Now they're back to a dog. I'm not even sure where the line is right now.
This is
obviously. Well, sorry.
This is one of those championship games that gets played at the home
Yes.
home team.
Right. And Jacksonville State is also at home.
Yeah.
This might be a loser, but I think I'm going to make it official. I do think that Kennesaw State's going to do better here. Jacksonville State's a scary team, but I think I'm going to take Kennesaw State first half as an official play. Jacksonville State's great, so if Kennesaw doesn't get it done, that's, I think, okay. But I think it's an okay play. What do you think, Gorky? You have anything on this one?
I would. No, I have nothing on it for play's sake. But if I had to pick something, I think that Jacksonville State gets it done again.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that they're playing at home, and it's a rarity in these championship games that you get to play at home. I think the only other team to do so will be Tulane.
Actually, no. There's let me. I'll see what they are. But yeah, I hear you. I am gonna make a first half Kennesaw State an official play though.
But I have no action on it, so I will be I will be pulling for you, Pete.
And it is very interesting that I think Jacksonville State started off as a dog, and then they were a favorite. They were up to like -1.5 or something, and now Kennesaw is a 2-point favorite, which is very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with this line. It's going to flip another 5 times before Thursday.
Yep. Kent Davies saying also leaning Boise and Tulane. Yes, I am leaning both of those. Tulane a lot stronger only because the Boise line is a little bit one of those doesn't quite make sense lines. But we'll hear what Gorky has to say about that. But I am leaning. We'll talk about it. Okay. I'm definitely leaning Tulane though, and I think I'm going to make Tulane an official play, regardless of what Gorky said. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's all good. No. But the thing is, as Jimmy says every day, we don't have to be yes men. We just have to find different ways to get ourselves paid. And if you get paid on a game and I don't, you know what? My read was wrong. All power to you, brother.
Absolutely. Shout out to Razor Sharp Picks. We hung out at the pub at Pubapalooza. It was so fun. Dylan had a date, and no one will tell me what his name was. All right, let's go. Next game on the card is Troy and James Madison. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this one. James Madison, great team, and they're a massive favorite. Troy's been good ATS all season. James Madison, excellent, obviously. It should be cold here, about 30 degrees, and this is the Sun Belt Championship. It's a big spread. Of course, James Madison is almost certainly going to win. Relatively low total. Troy can D up, and they might slow it down. I'm going to pass on this one. If someone I respect, tells me they really like something in this one, I might tail it. As of right now, I'm going to pass.
What the hell are we doing? This is a championship game with a 23-point spread.
Sure.
Does Troy have a bunch of me playing on their defensive line or some shit? This is the gun belt. Anything can happen. Shout out to my guy Guns Picks. You know what? This is an absolute pass for me, but if I had to play a bet, it would have to be the 23.5 points in my pocket, right? That's like 3 touchdowns plus.
Yeah. Kent Davies likes the James Madison team total over, which is, and Steve G says JMU wins easily. And I didn't look into it. I don't, sometimes style points matter.
Yeah, but bro, you can win easily and win by 14. 23.5 is insane for a championship game.
And look at that. The line has gone up. It's now up to about 23, and it was like 21.5 before. And the total has not moved much though. Still about 47.5. Wow. So people, the market, at least as of right now, really expecting JMU to roll and Troy to have problems scoring. The Troy team total is 13.5, juice to the under. Yeah, look at that. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry. Justin McKelvey says 38-7 type game. Oh, look at this. Dizzy Donut too. Troy has a lot of hustle and heart. I took them plus 24.5 earlier.
God bless you, brother.
Yeah, I'll think about that. I'm thinking that maybe this is just a smash and grab. Don't overthink it on JMU, but I'm not sure if I can pull the trigger on it yet. All right, next game. Here we go. North Texas and Tulane, right? North Texas, awesome all year long. 10-2 ATS, but the games with competitive spreads were not that good. They were a 2.5-point favorite twice, and they lost ATS. One of them, and another one was an OT ATS win. Tulane was kind of the opposite. They weren't great ATS, but they were pretty good with competitive spreads. I think I'm seeing rain again here and no win. It's a very high total. They've met each other before, and they tend to be shootouts. And maybe I'd be thinking about a Tulane team total over, but Tulane getting points. I think that probably Tulane might be a good bet to win this. I'm thinking about just taking Tulane money line. Maybe be safe and take the spread, because it could certainly be a super high scoring game where North Texas wins by 1. But I'm definitely looking and leaning hard at Tulane here, Gorky.
Was this a matchup earlier in the year where it went to 91 points, Pete?
No, I don't think they've played this year, but they have played in previous years, and they were shootouts.
So who did I play? I was on the other side of North Texas. I ended up winning, and the total went up to 91 points. Like the actual game total was 91.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was on a Friday night. Someone in the chat will remember. My guy Wine Time, if he's out there.
Okay, I'll look at the game history and tell us while you tell us what you think of this game.
But I will take the better quarterback and offensive line.
Old Dominion.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was a hell of a shootout. Thank you, Pete. Mm-hmm. And I was on the winning side in that one. Mm-hmm. I like Tulane, and that's on the money line because Jake Retzlaff, like as much as I don't like the the group of 5 playoff guaranteed spot, if I have to pick one team, I think Tulane is the best one to have to watch get slaughtered by whoever they're gonna play from the big time teams. I think they're the most prepared. I think they want to play the next couple of games for their departing head coach. He's going for a bigger job. I think he took the Arkansas job, if I'm not mistaken. So they want to send him out on a high note, and losing to North Texas is not going to be a very good look for their team.
Absolutely. All right. So I'm just I'm looking around. I'm shopping for things and everything. All right. I will take I'm going to take Tulane here. I'm actually going to I think they're probably going to win outright, but I'm going to be super safe. I'm actually going to go up to 3 minus 128 just because who knows, it could be a
Look,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Pete, if you take like big time units and you invest them in this game, then you take the +3 or 2.5. But if you are just looking to get outright winners and like put $50 on it, Tulane. There is no way in my book that Tulane loses this game unless Jake Retzlaff has a couple of brain farts and absolutely causes the loss, which could be possible. They played UTSA earlier this year, and that's exactly what happened. But I think I was just on the wrong side that day, and they had an absolute team-wide brain fart. So God bless them. It's not going to happen here. Knock on wood. And we go on.
Yeah, I mean, normally I would do a combination of those, but just the way we do it here. So I will, it's a little bit safe, but I'll take a Tulane +3 minus 128. I'll shop around to see if I can get better, but I'm definitely liking that one. All right, Gorky, you ready to move on?
I sure am, Pete.
Here we go. UNLV and Boise. Boise, of course, great home team, big advantage, and UNLV already went into Boise once this year and got blown the fuck out when they played. That game also went way over. Boise has actually lost 3 of the last 4 ATS, but their starting quarterback was injured for those, and now he's going to be back for this one. Boise State has also beaten UNLV in the last 2 Mountain West title games. Last year, they beat them 21-7, so low scoring, high scoring. They can do it every which way. You know, UCLA is an impressive team, but it should be pretty cold. I'm seeing some rain, and so that probably isn't very good for UNLV. Boise is, probably more used to it. So all things considered, it just seems like a bit of a low line. You know, UNLV already went in there this year and got blown the fuck out, and now you got Boise laying a lot less than a touchdown. I'd be leaning Boise, but the line doesn't quite make sense. What do you think?
I think are all these games on Friday? Both of these are on Friday?
This one, yes. I think so. Yeah.
And they're going to run concurrently, like the same time?
Hold on. It's a kid.
Pretty much.
Let me see.
Okay.
The Boise is Boise is at the same time as Tulane. Yes.
That's not very good thinking ahead by the NCAA, but fuck it. They don't know what they're doing. Well, they're taking eyes off their own product. Look, for me, Ty Colandrea is going to decide this game. He's absolutely got the talent to maybe win here, and why not take him at plus money on the money line? But for now, I don't have a play on it. But maybe after the show, right now, I will add it to my card. I'm not sure yet. However, I don't like the fact that this is another one of those championship games that gets played on one of the 2 teams is home field, in this case in Boise, Idaho. So maybe that's what wins it for them. But UNLV is one of those teams that I think is always undervalued, especially in a year where they actually have a really good quarterback. Like Ty Colandrea for them is really, really good.
Okay, so it's just going to be. So what do you want to do here?
For me, it's going to either I'm going to post it if I end up moving on it after the show here, Pete, in a couple of minutes, or I'm going to pass on it completely. But for right now, let's say UNLV for me on the money line, if anything.
Wow, that's a pretty and the total has gone up a little bit. I'm seeing I think I saw 57.5 earlier. Now it's up to 58.5. No real movement on the side, although I should check the earlier opener here. Let's look at what the comments section has to say. Dizzy Donut 2 says UNLV get a torch here on the money line. I took them. Wow. Kent Davies is going to pass. Yeah, Jason Myers saying UNLV awfully good this year, so maybe pass. It is a suspiciously low line. I'm going to pass as well. All right, next game on the card: Miami, Ohio, Western Michigan, the MAC championship game. It's going to be cold, but again, this is played in an indoor stadium, Ford Field. Western Michigan has a few extra days of rest, and Miami, Ohio. Their old quarterback Daquan Finn is preparing for the NFL. So a freshman came in, Thomas Gotkowski, and he has played well so far, but against far inferior defenses, MAC defenses, than what he's going to see here against Western Michigan. Western Michigan, of course, great team this year, serviceable offense, great defense, and they're 8-3-1 ATS overall on the year. So Western Michigan's a small favorite here. It's a low total, which you would expect in the Western Michigan game. Not exactly sure. I'll check where the line moves have been, but Western Michigan, a small favorite. It's so tough because Miami, Ohio does seem like they're, rallying around this freshman. He's played well so far, but now maybe he runs into, the big boys and they'll be able to suffocate him here. It's a small line. I'd love to pull the trigger on Western Michigan, but it just feels like another suspiciously low line. What do you think, Corky?
For me here, Pete, it would be Western Michigan or nothing, because absolutely horrible move by Daquan Finn leaving his brothers to battle without him an hour before 2 games ago. Like, he was slated to be the starter until he wasn't 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they absolutely got blown out in that game, and it was disgusting. And here Western Michigan will be on a mission.
Yeah.
But no play for me here.
Really? Why? Because capping the cappers, I'm listening to you. I'm like, yeah, you know what? The freshman had a nice couple games against inferior MAC teams, and now he's stepping up. Go ahead.
Simply because I want to be transparent and tell you the plays where I'm actually going to be moving on.
Yeah.
So that's why. And there's a lot of games that are going to be good and where I see edges. And the point is to get paid. And here I just don't get the value.
I hear you. You talk me into it, Gorky. You talk me into it. I'm going to take Western Michigan on the money line. I'm seeing minus 128. That's the worst line. I'll shop around to see if I can get a little bit better. Yeah. But you talk me into it. I think it's okay. Yeah. Don't overthink. Look, if they lose, they lose. And Miami, Ohio is a good tip. But Western Michigan, ton of respect for them. Strong defense. Obviously, they're going to be fully motivated. I'm taking it. Western Michigan money line minus 128 officially.
This is a championship game that should have never happened. The fact that Parker Navarro and Ohio U are not in this is disgusting.
Okay.
It should be Western Michigan and Miami and it should be Western Michigan and Ohio.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to make Western. We're just trying to get paid here. Handicap what's given to us, and I'm going to take Western Michigan. Next game on the card. Here you go, Gorky, BYU and Texas Tech. Maybe we should just not look at this game at all and say if Kong's Clip says take Texas Tech, we take them and we do something else with our time instead of capping this game, because Texas Tech an absolute revelation this year. Kong's Clips has been on that train. He saw it coming from day one. It is going to be played in Arlington, Texas, so not technically a home game for Texas Tech, but still it's in their state. BYU has to go all the way down there. Texas Tech, BYU did go into Texas Tech earlier this year, of course, and got steamrolled. It was a very low-scoring game. And so like Boise State, they can win shootouts. They can win low-scoring games. Texas Tech has a great defense this year. I was thinking maybe a shot with the under because BYU, they tend to be strong on defense and with their run game. Although maybe the coaching staff will try to scheme for some surprises here and open up the offensive playbook. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen here from BYU, and it is a high number. But I was thinking, obviously Texas Tech or nothing because Kong's Clips said it. and total's pretty high. And I guess it's super obvious to lean towards another under, considering the first time they played this year was super low scoring. But I was leaning under as well. What do you think, Gorky?
Look, there's only 2 weeks in the year where I haven't played BYU. Here, I'm actually on the other side. I agree with Kongs. It's a spot where Texas Tech will absolutely open up a can of whoop ass, to bring back a early 2000s reference from the WWF. But they will do exactly what they want. And what they want is to make sure that they get in the playoff, and this is the way to do it. BYU, you had a Cinderella year. You made me a lot of money. I love you. But there are levels to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way I could move on Texas Tech and Georgia is to parlay them and get paid that way.
Okay. Godfather 18 points out Texas Tech 11-1 ATS easy money. Kong Slips also on the Kong Slips. I'm also on the BYU BYU first half team total under, full game team total under, and Texas Tech first half -7. Yeah, I mean, Kong Slips says biggest bet of my life, Pete, on Texas Tech. Dizzy Donut, BYU money line and BYU first half money line. Dizzy Donut calling for a BYU outright win. Congress Clip says Tech will force me one-dimensional and pass the ball. It's going to be a blowout. Best bet of the decade. So Congress Clip, so you don't necessarily like just the full game under then at 50.5. You think it's possible that BYU team total under will cash, but that Texas Tech will score so much that the full game goes over. Yeah. Wow. Sorry, go. You were going to say something, Gorky?
No, they're the only way I can move on this game, Pete, is like I said, Texas Tech smashes.
Yeah.
And they can pick their number. Again, BYU made me a lot of money, but there's levels to this thing. Like if we were to see BYU in the playoff, it would be good because I think that, they can man up. They are men. I've said it all year. These kids outside of the quarterback who plays like a senior, but is actually only a freshman. This team is very mature, but there are levels to this thing. I think that Texas Tech does what they want with these kids.
All right, I'm going to make the BYU team total under an official play. Dizzy Donut 2 says BYU money line and BYU first half money line. If BYU wins the first half outright and the full game outright, Dizzy Donut pretty much locks up comments section commenter of the month for December, as far as I'm concerned.
Look, Dizzy, I've been on them all year except for these two spots against Texas Tech. When they were 13-point dogs in the first one, I didn't have the balls to take it, and I don't have the balls to take it here either. And I will tell you, if I end up taking something, even if other guys, they don't make plays official on the show, everything I talk about, everything I play, I will talk about. I have no problem with that. And whether it's a win or a loss, we move on to next week.
All right. Well, I'm making BYU team total under 19.5 -110 an official play. Maybe I'll double up on this one in some way. Let's look at the comments section, and then we will.
19 is actually a good number.
Yeah, people are asking about. Someone asked about. Yeah, it technically is being played on a neutral site, but it's being played in Texas, of course, in Arlington. All right. Let's move on. Next game on the card. Here we go. I don't know, man. I have nothing on this one. You tell me what you have. Georgia, Alabama. Alabama, of course, a small dog here. Alabama usually has Georgia's number. Maybe this is a year that Georgia gets it done. This one also, I guess, has a home state advantage for Georgia. It's being played in Atlanta. So it's not a home game for Georgia, but it is being played in Atlanta. Alabama and is going in there. Georgia also has one extra rest day, if that matters. And, of course, they already played this year. Alabama won the first game at Georgia as a small underdog. So here we go. We got Alabama usually wins these. Now maybe this is Georgia's year to get it. They have the home state advantage. They have one extra rest day. They have revenge. If you look at it that way, they've already played and lost. Maybe Georgia's the play here. What do you think, Gorky?
Look, for me, yes, I parlayed Texas Tech regulation and Georgia regular money line. That came out to plus 104. And the reason I did that is because, okay, even if Alabama has had the advantage against Georgia in championship games, whatever, Kirby Smart has an Alabama problem, whatever the hell, and even with the new coach here, Kalen DeBoer, in the first matchup, he went into Georgia. I believe they were the home team, yes, and won. Here, I think Kirby gets his revenge. Number one, because Jan Miller went out of the last game, and I am not sure that he's going to play. He was absolutely he got his foot crushed and left the field on crutches. So you tell me that he's going to play, and I'm going to hold my breath. So without him, I don't think that they have enough here. I think that Georgia doesn't lose to Alabama twice. They always have the home field advantage when it comes, or the home state advantage when it comes to this championship game. So that's not really a factor, but it kind of is. I mean, because this to me is a playoff game. Kalen DeBoer will tell you that Alabama deserves to be a 3-loss team that's in the playoff. I don't think so, because you lost to a shitty Florida State team. Like that's what we ended up learning throughout the year. Now, at the time, we were like, Florida State better. Not really. Florida State has been shitty for the last 2.5 years.
Man, I'm looking at this. I mean, Alabama, their loss to Oklahoma, they had turnovers that cost them there, and then Georgia. Go ahead.
Look, if I have to pick a 3-loss team that's going to be in the playoff, it would have to be Texas, because Arch Manning actually improved his pocket presence from game 1 against Ohio State to the last game against Mike Elko and Texas A&M. Now, granted, I sit behind the fact that maybe Mike Elko called the dogs off at halftime. It looked like they didn't really want to play in the championship game for the SEC. They want that bye week. I think that it's a good decision long term, because if you're chasing the championship on January 20th, get all the rest you can get. I think they could have won that game for us. I was on Texas A&M, so I was not happy, but I understand it. Sometimes you're just on the wrong side tactically.
Yeah. I think I'm going to join you. I think I'm going to take a shot with Georgia to win this game, although I understand, if Alabama wins, would not be a surprise at all. Dizzy Donut, too, also he says, I got Bama here. I hope Bama wins by a field goal. I took the money line.
For me, if Alabama gets settled a 3rd loss, they don't make the playoff.
Yeah. All right. I will go for it. I will make this one official as well. I'll take Georgia on the money line. I'll shop around for the best line.
I would also jump out the window and say that maybe if Alabama gets a 3rd loss, Texas and and maybe you look at Vanderbilt too, because Vanderbilt did something last week that nobody expected, and they are now the Kings of Tennessee for this year.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take Georgia money line.
That may probably never happen again.
Georgia money line minus 135. I should probably just take a 2.5 there but I'll just take the money line minus 135. We'll see how it shakes out. We'll see what happens. And let's move on. Next game on the card, Indiana and Ohio State. Huge game, right? Again, it's going to be in the 20s, but a retractable roof. So I'm not sure what the conditions will be inside. Indiana has one extra rest day, if that matters. And Ohio State, just absolutely awesome ATS. I think they lost once ATS on the year, and it was close. So Ohio State is a decent-sized favorite here, less than a touchdown. Total I saw was about 48.5 or so. Check the early numbers to see, but the big money on these games I think will come in tomorrow. So we'll see what those line moves are when some of the sharp books open up their first half lines and stuff. But I mean, man, this is a tough one. I guess I'd be leaning under, if anything. I just, Indiana's great, but there's just no way I can pull the trigger on fading Ohio State here. But I might be leaning under. I don't know. What do you think, Gorky?
I think Ohio State smashes. Now, that's not to say that Alabama or Indiana's not a really, really good team. They are. But like I said before in this, and like I say every day, there are levels to greatness. Like, Indiana's great, but seriously, how long is that gonna last? Mm-hmm. Well, it's gonna last as long as Kurt Cignetti is able to have a serviceable quarterback that actually knows how to spread the ball out from the pocket. Now, Ohio State is a perennial favorite to be near the top of college football. Like, if there comes a day where Ohio State gets 3 or 4 losses in a year, God forbid, the state's going to burn down. You know what I mean? So there are levels to this thing. Indiana, you were a great story. You are a great story. You are going to probably make round three of the college football playoff. But in your own division here, to me, this is a 3-touchdown game. As long as Ohio State wants to score, they will score.
I was thinking about a shot with the under, and it is 48.5 juice now to the under a little bit. What do you think about? I guess. It's almost certainly going to be certainly not going to be a shootout, almost certainly, but it is a kind of a low total, I guess. All sorts of shenanigans can come at the end when it gets desperate, and the line is dropped. Let me check the line history here. It's down to 4.5. It was about 5.5. I'll be very interested to see what happens to these lines on Wednesday. And the total, hasn't really moved that much. I was thinking about the under.
Let's not forget that Indiana's very lucky to be undefeated. They should have lost at Penn State, Pete.
Yep. And how does that what does that do with the under?
No, it doesn't. But let's not forget that Indiana is a very lucky team to be undefeated right now.
Yeah.
And Ohio State has not been tested. Like, the only spread they didn't cover was in the 40s, and that's because they chose not to cover it.
Yeah, look, Kong's clip saying Ohio State hasn't played an offense like this. I think they will overlook Indiana.
No, it's true. But I think Ohio State's skill, is going to be too much in the end for Indiana. Yeah. But if Indiana wins, would it surprise me? I mean, yeah, it would.
Yeah, Kong's clip saying you're going to see 90% of the money. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Colin Clip says you're going to see 90% of the money with the line continuing to move towards Alabama. It has moved at one point. It opened around 5.5, and now it's down to 4.5. And I'll be interested to see what happens when the limits increase later on in the week.
So
and people are saying, Kent Davies says, I don't think Ohio State looked all that good against Michigan. All right, I'm going to pass here. Jason Meyer after the Michigan game, I lean Indiana too.
Look,
Very interesting. Go ahead.
guys, one thing I want you to know about that Michigan game, Ryan Day has been waiting 5 years to get revenge on Michigan, okay? He's heard it for 5 years. That game should get absolutely thrown out of any cap, anything. You should just forget about that game when you think about Ohio State going forward. They opened up a can of whoop-ass, but that game, Ohio State was just looking to win. Any point margin wasn't important, nothing mattered. But they did win by 18 points on the opponent's field. So yeah, they did what they had to do.
All right, Gorky, I'm going to personally pass on this one, but yeah, I might bet it live as people were talking about. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with the market and what happens with when the game starts. Go ahead.
For me, it's a parlay piece. Probably with the next game we're going to talk about with Virginia. I parlayed it with Virginia.
This is the last game on the card. Duke and Virginia. This is being played in Charlotte, North Carolina. Virginia steamrolled Duke at Duke as a road dog 2 days ago, two games ago. And the Virginia defense has really improved as the season has gone on. I don't know. My gut says Duke getting some points would probably be the way to go, but it's very scary, as you said, to fade Virginia now. Virginia looks like the real deal, and even with teams that are motivated or whatever, I just can't pull the trigger on fading Virginia. The line's gone down a little bit, though. I think Duke started at 3.5, and now it's down to 3. What do you like here, Corky?
Look, 3 weeks ago, Duke was made to look like, like they didn't know what football was. Mensah was running for his life. This defense is going to come out, get it done, get that spot in the college football playoff. Because if they don't, then the ACC may get overlooked for a spot. Because who are you going to put in? You going to put in a Duke team with 3 losses? No, you're not. You're not. So it's Virginia or nothing for the sanity of college football, as sane as it can be at this point. When you're leaving a 3-loss Texas team out, you're not going to put in Duke, even if they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, I feel you. All right. I'm going to pass on this one myself personally. So that does it. Let's review all of our official plays. All right, Gorky?
Let's go. Hey, and I'm going to tell you that right now, after the show, I'm going to give the phone to my dad, and he's going to go play that UNLV spot for me, as well as the Jacksonville State spot.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go out swinging, Pete. Whatever happens. Fuck it.
Well, I got 5 official plays, each one individually, except for the BYU team total under. You could make a good argument against maybe, but I think overall, as a group, I think they're probably okay. I think at least 3 of them win. I'm gonna take Kennesaw first half -121, Tulane +3 -122, Western Michigan money line -128. BYU team total under 19.5 -110, and Georgia money line -135. 5 official plays for me. Conference championship week. Gorky, please review your official plays.
So can we go through the games? Because I have the mental capacity of a bird, so namely a budgie.
All right. So first, Kennesaw, Jacksonville State.
So it would be Jacksonville State money line, and that will get put through right when the show ends.
Troy, JMU.
Nothing.
People in the comment section, though, saying that JMU smashes. People liking JMU minus the points. JMU team total over. Then we got UNLV Boise.
Well, I said UNLV, so UNLV.
Yep. All right. North Texas, Tulane.
Tulane. I'm already on it.
Absolutely. Western Michigan, Miami, Ohio.
Nothing, but I would play Western Michigan if I had to.
BYU, Texas Tech.
Parlay piece, Texas Tech regulation.
Georgia, Alabama.
Parlay piece back to the Texas Tech spot.
Duke, Virginia.
Parlay piece with Ohio State.
And Indiana and Ohio State. Gorky, great to hear all your insights. Comment section. Yeah, you put me on BYU. That BYU team total under's got to be great. Gong Slip saying
Unless you're getting plus money, Pete, I wouldn't put myself in front of Bachmeier getting some points, but I don't think that it would be enough. Like, even if he gets 3 touchdowns, they're going to lose by just as many. So, in my opinion. So, I personally wouldn't put my money against BYU directly, but for them to win the game is also not a smart move. So, if I'm in your position, I would not play this game, but good luck to you.
Thank you very much, Gorky. I appreciate it. That good. Sometimes luck is all you need. If you got luck on your side, wow.
It's better to be lucky than good, how they say.
Conflip saying they don't score 10 points, Pete. And again, Conflip's also like it. The first half team total under. Texas Tech, first half minus the points. All of it. And he's been absolutely dead on so far this year on Texas Tech. Shout out to Cons Clips. Thank you so much for that. It was a great show. I'm getting killed in soccer so far today, but we got some other games later on in the afternoon, so I got to look at those and hopefully get even for the day. But I like overall my official picks on today's show. 5 college football ones, 3 NHLs. I think they're solid. I could have added a few more, but we were going fast, so I only made 3. I think they're solid. 3 college basketball ones and 3 NBA ones. I think overall a nice little bunch of picks there from today's show. Great show. Once again, thank you so much to everyone in the comment section, and we'll see you again next Tuesday.